Okay, I figured it out. It only took me like 5 minutes. Oh, now I hear myself. Fuck. Alright. Anyway, so welcome to my impromptu stream about how ridiculous New Jersey is. Hello, uncool paranoia, eyes to see. Also, shut up. Shut up, eyes to see. Alright. So I just wanted to bring up some bullshit that I saw today. First of all, I found out that 4,225,964 people are absolutely retarded in my state, which doesn't really surprise me that much. But, you know, I just wanted to show people in New Jersey this, and I couldn't be bothered to like make a whole video about it, but I just wanted to show people how stupid they are right now. I'm gonna share my screen. Wait. Oops. God damn it. Always with these tabs. Alright. Yes, there are a lot of people that are getting their doses though. So there are a lot of people who have started getting their doses of vaccines. I'm gonna show you guys the number. If you can see my screen here, there are 4,225,964 people who were dumb enough to get their first dose. And then there are 1,570,907 complete morons. How do you like that, Jersey? How do you like that? I just wanted, like, I really want you guys to see this too, because I also found this today. Sean, who's in the chat right now, showed me this today. Actually, Sean, if you'd like, you can. I'm gonna have you jump in too if you want. I am absolutely terrible at streaming, so you know. Let's see. What is it? So they're outright telling you here in Jersey that life will never be the same, which, you know, us conspiracy theorists have been telling you guys this for about a year now. But you know, now you got individual states and stuff just flat out admitting, hey, you know, you're an idiot. You have 4 million of you guys got vaccinated, but guess what? You're not getting your lives back. You're not getting your normal back. Alright, so let's read some of this. And, this guy is Matthew Stanmeyer at New Jersey Advanced Media. So I'm sure his take on things is completely, kosher. Picture this. Next year, or the one after, highways are wide open, and fewer cars are on the road. What the hell? Alright, wait. I don't know what just happened here. I'm trash at streaming, so you have to give me a second to figure this out. I know Ice to See is gonna have plenty to say about what a boomer I am. Oh well. Obviously, it doesn't want me to fucking fix it. Okay, it's not what I meant to do at all. Yeah, just give me a second. I'm gonna fix this stream here. Also, I'm gonna let Sean jump in if he wants to as well. Hey, hey, eyes to see. Didn't I just tell you to shut up? Didn't I just tell you to shut up? Alright. Alright. Sean, I'm gonna actually send you the link. I guess I'll send it to you on Discord. I wasn't sure if you're gonna jump in with me or not. Somebody probably should, because I'm embarrassing myself. Alright. Um. Alright, Sean, I posted the link in the Discord server that you're in with me. So if you wanna jump in, that'd be good. That goes for the rest of you guys too. Alright, I'll post it here. Who cares? Alright. You can go ahead and jump in on that now. I don't care. I'm gonna get rid of some of these tabs too, cause like Sean was the one that sent me the article that I'm gonna go through. That was the one about New Jersey never going back to normal. I posted the link, Sean. Alright. So I'm gonna see if I can get this to work now. I'm just gonna get rid of some of these tabs though that I don't need. Alright, with that done. Okay, Sean?
Yeah, can you
Hello?
hear me? Yeah,
Yeah,
hey.
bro.
What's up, man?
What's up? Alright. So, thank you for wanting to come in and deal with this bullshit with me because I don't like having to do it myself. And I'm just blown away by how stupid everybody in this freaking state is every single day.
Yeah, well.
It doesn't get any better. It doesn't matter how long you live here.
You could shake somebody for so long and then you just gotta let go of the grip.
Yeah. I think we're getting to that point with this fucking state now. Just nuke the whole place and be done with it. Alright.
I mean, hey, maybe that asteroid will strike in 2029, we'll see.
Yeah. Jeff spent enough time praying for it, so I'm hoping for it.
Well, Jeff made his ascension, so
Yeah,
yeah.
maybe Jeff could just toss a nice asteroid down for. He got their vaccine, man. God damn it.
Well, you know, they think they're part of the greater good. They really don't have research or critical thought. They just jump headfirst into things that, the propaganda machine feeds you. Uh,
Yep.
you know, there's
Unfortunately.
we're being bombarded 24/7 by the news, and so many people think that things are going to go back to normal, and they're going to be able to hug their family for the first time. Like, you should have been doing that a long time ago.
Yeah,
It,
I don't know why
it's just
people.
they're living in fear.
Yeah.
That's what you have a strong immune system for. You keep
Yeah,
building it
that's the
up.
point of the immune system in the first place. Just gonna try this in a
Yeah,
different browser. I was talking to my grandmother recently. I probably told you guys a little bit about my grandmother. She got a terminal lung cancer, and all she keeps saying to me every time I call her is she's like, "Well, I hope I hope that I don't pass away before I get to hug you guys again, and I gotta get my vaccine and all this stuff. I'm like, you could have hugged your family this whole year.
Yeah, well, I mean, people with weakened immune systems, I mean, I can kind of understand that.
Yeah, but the vaccine, that's the thing I'm worried about. Like,
Well,
you know,
I mean, if she's already in that bad a shape, I wouldn't recommend putting that poison in your body.
yeah, exactly. That's
So many people are having adverse reactions to it right now. It's incredible.
yeah, one of my best friends is having that happen right now. And I've been completely just in pieces about it cuz like what can you do, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, actually, I mean, the Amish don't believe in vaccines, and
That's why they're
you
still
know,
here.
they're not getting. Yeah, they're not getting the autism and the Asperger's and all the spectrums. You know.
Yeah, I noticed that they're really one of
And
the big things was the normalizing of mental illness and different neurological conditions and stuff that you get from these vaccines.
well, yeah, and then the pregnant women that are getting them, and women that just had birth, the babies are getting that in the breast milk. So gotta watch out for that too.
Yeah, there's really nothing you don't have to watch out for these days. It's like the poison is just everywhere.
Yeah, I don't think you know, a 1 month old should be drinking that stuff in. But hey, people are gonna make their own choices.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing, though, is like we should be letting people make their own choices.
They're not. They're forcing it on us. I mean, with these COVID passports, you're not going to be able to do anything. It's almost like it's almost like Mark of the Beast type stuff. Not going to be able to
Yeah,
shop. You're not going to be able to travel. It's getting out of hand. People don't want to listen. So
yeah, for sure. Oh, real quick, Mark Schumann just asked me, did I see what law was passed in New York? No, I didn't. I've heard a few things about what's going on in New York. Was it like a mandatory vaccine thing, Mark? I don't know if he's still there, if you can listen, but in the meantime, I'm gonna try to pull up this other
he might be.
article
He
thing.
might be. I don't know if he's talking about that or the legalization of the smokage.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
sure. I know that we
That's
have
about
the
that's happening that's about to happen in New York too, they're saying. Which, I mean, conveniently, when there's people with respiratory problems and then they have to wear a mask, well, let's put that in our body too now.
yeah. I've
Perfect timing to hurt your lungs more when you can't breathe as it is.
yeah, exactly. Like I have respiratory problems, so like I
Yeah.
end up a lot of the time like I would put on a cloth mask for like what 10 minutes and then before I knew it it's like I'm gasping, I'm struggling to breathe and it's just like now you can't even get people to acknowledge that that can make your respiratory issues worse. Like it's crazy. It's
They're
like
talking.
yeah, we really want to protect the vulnerable all the way until the vulnerable can't do what we want.
Yeah, well, and the problem is the body is designed to eliminate human waste. So the CO2, or the carbon dioxide you're trying to breathe out, you keep breathing back in. So people are getting bacterial, what was it like? What was it called? Meningitis or pneumonias? Like different kinds
Yeah,
of respiratory issues that they wouldn't have if they were able to have, a naked face. Put it that way.
yeah. Oh, Mark did answer. He said, they passed a law where they can detain people against their health via FEMA camps. Yeah, I did see something about that. If you want,
Oh,
after we go through this,
that's in Canada right now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's in Canada, but Mark said it's in New York as well.
Oh, I didn't hear about that yet. I seen
Yeah,
that Trudeau put a tweet out about it, and, then they were trying to
yeah,
debunk it, the one news source in Canada, but he had already said it out of his own mouth, so
yeah, yeah. So I'm actually gonna pull that. I'm gonna pull that up. Now actually, I'll find the New York thing, and then we'll go back
yeah, you
to
can.
shit that's
I
going
didn't
on
see
in
it.
Jersey. Let me
Oh, there's a
see.
lot going on in Jersey right now.
Oh yeah, New Jersey's getting bad, and like the reason that I decided to stream about this tonight is because like I obviously was already talking to you about it, but you don't hear a lot of people that are awake in Jersey, so you don't really hear about what's going on in Jersey unless somebody like me says something about it.
Yeah. I mean, it takes a lot of guts to stand up to this because, they don't want us talking about it.
Oh, for sure, no. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, I googled the wrong thing. But we do have that other one. We do have that other one that's that other article where they were telling us that New Jersey's not going back to normal, which everybody already knew. We already knew that. Anybody with a brain already knew that. But like, I'm just trying to get people that don't understand that to see things. Yeah.
Yeah.
I found the article that Mark was talking about. So we're gonna kind of go through this too. I'm gonna share my screen.
All right.
All right. Yeah, I'm really sorry about how janky this stream has been so far. This is my first time really trying this on my own, and I'm kind of bad at it.
It's okay, man.
All
We'll,
right.
uh, we'll get through it.
Yeah. So this is the
Okay.
thing that Mark was talking about. This Assembly Bill A416. Is that what you're talking about,
Yeah, but it's
Mark?
a little small. It's a little small. I don't know how other people are seeing it.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it bigger. I just wanted to make sure it's the
Okay.
right thing. Is that good?
Uh, yeah, I think so. What
All
does
right.
everybody else think in the chat?
Yeah, if you guys can tell me whether or not this is viewable for you, I'd
Because I'm
appreciate
looking
it.
at a different screen than you guys are.
Yeah. All right.
All right. So it says relates to removal of cases, contacts, and carriers of communicable diseases who are potentially dangerous to the public health. Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay,
So basically,
but is
the detention
I don't
camps thing.
I don't see it anywhere is where it says what they're doing in other places.
Yeah, we're talking about New York though, because I guess the big reason that I'm kind of entertaining this New York thing right now, because I know this stream is about Jersey, but anybody that lives in Jersey can tell you that if you want to see what Jersey's gonna do, look at New York.
Yeah, because Murphy is piggybacking off everything Cuomo does.
Yeah, Murphy can't even form his own goddamn thoughts.
No, he can't think for himself.
All
He
right.
says that he's gonna follow the Sadducees.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know,
sure.
that alphabet agency
Oh yeah,
that
that
tells
is.
you everything about your health.
Yep.
Yeah, that one.
All right. Why the hell are we? Why are we doing this? I clicked on this by accident. I don't think I should have. All right.
Pharmakia.
So introduced by M. of A. Perry Reed, once referred to the Committee of Health. The people of the state New York represented and in Senate and Assembly do enact as follows. Public health law is amended by adding a new section 2120 to read as follows. Removal and detention of cases, contacts, and carriers who are or may be a danger to public health. Other orders 1. The provisions of the section shall be utilized in the event that the governor declares a state of health emergency due to epidemic of any communicable disease. Upon determining by clear and convincing evidence that the health of others or is maybe endangered by a case, contact, or carrier, or suspected case, contact, or carrier of a contagious disease, that in the opinion of the governor, after consultation with the commissioner, may pose an imminent threat and significant threat to the public health, resulting in severe morbidity or high mortality. The governor or his and her or her delegates, including but not limited to the commissioner or the heads of local health departments, may order the removal or the detention of such a person or of a group of such persons by issuing a single order identifying such persons by name or reasonably specific description of individuals or group being detained. Such person or group of persons shall be detained in a medical facility or other appropriate facility or premises designated by the governor or his or her delegate, complying with subdivision of 5 of this section. Alright, so my first question about this would be, who determines, because you'll notice that it says case, carrier, or person that could be like a reasonable threat. So, how quickly do you think this is going to turn into, oh, this person that's not wearing a mask or refusing to get vaccinated is a threat?
I mean, you look at the videos online, I mean, people are getting arrested for not wearing masks, so I mean, anything is possible. Uh, they built all those facilities that they didn't do anything with either. When the Kobe first hit, you figure, you know, all the senior citizens with the nursing homes, they didn't even use the places, the Javits Center, and we had a place in Jersey, right? Uh, the Expo Center, I believe, up by Edison.
Wait, the place for what? For what in Jersey? I apologize.
They were supposed to convert that to beds for people.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know that they have like a bunch of these vaccination centers coming up everywhere too.
Yeah. People are going to be lined up, don't worry.
Yeah, Mark said that the thing is that this will inevitably happen in every state. Same thing in Massachusetts where he lives. It's
Yep.
going to be a nightmare. That's
That's
true.
like yeah, that's like anything. They test it somewhere and then they roll it out. I mean, you know,
Yeah, just real quick. Hey, I'm sorry. Eyes to see. I apologize. I couldn't. I'm sorry. Sorry I couldn't let you in right now. Anyway, so this shit is happening in a lot of different states from what I'm seeing, but the fact that it's happening in New York is particularly concerning to me just because of um how much Murphy follows everything that Cuomo does.
yeah.
Did you hear that they're saying that did you hear that they're saying that New Jersey has pretty much the or I think right now we're supposedly the ones with the worst death rate too.
Yeah, so they say, huh?
Yeah, so they say. Isn't it amazing how all these states that are doing all the right things with all the restrictions are always the ones that's like, oh, I'm sorry, we have more cases. We need to lock everything down so that we're nice and morally safe.
Yeah, well, that's the problem is the masks are part of the problem. People are not getting the sufficient amount of oxygen, and then they're breathing all the junk back in. That's probably why they're getting so sick. Say there is a virus going around, which, I'm not gonna doubt that there is.
Dubious.
I'm not gonna yeah, I mean, it's something they created anyway, like, we know that,
Yeah.
so
Um.
but I don't think they're talking remember when they mentioned herd immunity? Like, you don't get herd immunity by being so scared of your own shadow, you get it by letting people get it. I
Yeah. I mean,
mean,
that's how we deal with.
they weren't wearing were they wearing masks in 1920 with the Spanish flu, I mean, I don't think so.
Well, actually, there's like an interesting thing I've noticed
Or
about the whole thing with the Spanish flu, because they've been comparing this pandemic to the Spanish flu a lot. Um, I've noticed, and one of my other friends pointed this out to me too, that when you Google this, when you Google the things about the Spanish flu in the beginning of this pandemic before the mask mandates, you wouldn't see people wearing masks. Now all of a sudden, if you Google stock photos about the Spanish flu, it's all people in masks. And
yeah,
it's the
well,
same thing with stock photos in general. Like I know somebody else, it's the same person that mentioned this to me before. Um, I like she said that even trying to find stock photos for her thumbnails for videos, it's all people in masks. Just as and now they're
mm,
doing the same thing with old photos from like 1920. It's because they want people to believe that this is oh well this is what they did in 1920.
yeah, it's part of the fear, pushing more fear, which we have to get into with, our state.
Yeah.
That nice little article that I sent you from earlier.
Yeah, I'll we'll
That
go
page
through.
that page is the worst. Every day they're cranking out.
Yeah, fucking NJ.com.
NJ.com.
Oh man,
I hit
it's
them I
nothing.
hit them I hit them weekly.
It's nothing but the worst
I'm
propaganda
surprised
for
they
you.
haven't I'm surprised they haven't stricken me yet. I go at them hard.
Yeah, you have to, because we're like you see people here and there like on Twitter and stuff. Because I go after these people on Twitter all the time. But
Oh.
like you'll get like a couple of people that'll be like, "Oh, this is fucking stupid" or whatever, and then you get a bunch of people that's like, "Yeah, I want to get my vaccine. Hey Governor Murphy, how quick can I get my vaccine? I'll vote for you as long as you give me my vaccine."
Where's that? How they talk in South Jersey?
No, Eyes to See would probably tell you that.
Yeah,
Yeah, he and I have talked a few times outside of YouTube. He
okay.
makes fun of my accent all the time.
He wanted to come in, yeah. Wow, we
Yeah,
got
he did.
accents. I don't
Yeah.
notice it, but people from other states tell me I have it, so
Yeah, when I used to travel for hockey all the time, I would go to like PA or something and they'd be like, "Oh, you're from the," and then they would name my area of Jersey. And I'm like, "Yeah." Yeah, that's where I'm from.
yeah, it's cool meeting people from different, like, states and stuff. I went to Ohio one time, and I met people from Minnesota. It was, they were like Fargo, like that accent.
Oh wow.
From Minnesota.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Mm.
Yeah, it is. Uh, this other. Let me see where I can. Let
Oh,
me see
Southern
in this
people are
view.
nice. I've been down there too. Been in like South Carolina. People are chill down there. It's not like
Yeah,
up here. Everybody's in such a rush. People are just mean too.
yeah, they really are, and I feel like that's gotten a lot worse throughout the big scam that we're living right now.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah,
I've
yeah.
had it. I've had people come up and tell me, cause I work now. I work with the public, and I've had a lot of even like older people tell me a couple of times that like, cause I'll stop and talk to them or whatever, like like I always do, and then like I've had a couple of them tell me, "Oh my God, you know, I really appreciate you being so nice. I feel like everybody's gotten so much meaner during the pandemic, and it's terrible, and it's making me sad. I don't know whatever happened to civility and all this stuff." And but they all tell me the same thing. They tell me that like it's been like getting worse for years, but then they also tell me that everybody just got so much meaner during the pandemic, which they probably did
They
because
have
survival
because
mode.
they're being dehumanized.
Yeah, we
You can't
are.
you can't see somebody's smile. You can't see their expression. All you see is somebody in a mask, hidden. So it's like, everybody's in and out of the store. There's no, you don't. Everybody's scared to touch people, talk to people. It's it's, it's
Yeah,
definitely the biggest. It's the biggest deception in modern history.
crime of the century.
Crime of the century.
It gets worse every day too. Uh, it's
At
like
least,
that
at
joke
least
I always
Dillinger.
make.
Yeah, at least Dillinger had an escape plan.
For real.
When that was supposed to be the crime of the century, the bank robbing, but robbing people of free speech and oxygen is, I think it's a little worse than stealing from the government.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't really consider robbing the people that rob us blind constantly to be the crime of the century. I mean, I don't
Oh
know.
yeah.
Maybe I'm just some
Hey,
crazy domestic terrorist conspiracy theorist or whatever, but I don't consider that the crime of the century.
no, I mean, seems like all the billionaires and millionaires got a lot richer. They
Uh
knew when
huh,
to pull out. They knew when to pull out.
for sure.
Some of their parents should have.
Yeah, they some of their parents definitely should have. You got Bill Gates and all them talking about talking about depopulation and shit. Like, why not? Why not depopulate by just not having Bill Gates, man?
The guy behind the viruses was the one that created computer viruses. It's so great.
It really is.
It's like how ironic is that? It's like, yeah, we're the crazy conspiracy theorists. You can't make this stuff up.
Man.
So it's like sometimes you have to just laugh about it. I mean, it's depressing, but
Yeah, what else can you really do? I mean, that's why when I'm in chat and stuff, I just make fun of it. Cause like, what else am I gonna do? There's only so much that you can say when you just when you live in clown world. It's hard to even joke about it because it's just so stupid.
I mean, the backlash that you get from people is out of control. The minute you say something that they disagree with, they're just like like a pack of hyenas ready to rip the bones. So I've just begun to just say whatever. Let them
Eh,
say it.
it's getting worse every day.
They're not paying my bills and they're not making me happy. So sorry guys. Your opinion don't matter to me.
Yeah,
Maybe if
that's
you agree
about
with it.
it.
If you agree with it, I might like it.
Yeah, isn't that how everyone is nowadays though? They
Yeah,
just
well, I don't want them to agree with me just for the sake of agreeing with me. I want them to agree with me because I'm right.
yeah, I mean,
And
I
for
don't
them to
really care
actually
if people
sit
agree
down and
with
have
me or
critical
not.
thought. I want people to have critical thought. I want you to be able to develop your own opinion. I don't wanna sway you in any way. I mean, that is not my job. My job is to speak my truth, to speak the truth of the Most High, and expose evil for what it is. Man,
Yeah, that's what God
well,
calls us to do.
it's really all you can do is you call out what you see as a deception, and you weigh everything on a balanced scale. And if something doesn't add up, you have to research it and look into it. I mean,
Yeah,
and
that's
none
all
of
you can
this
really
adds up.
do.
And then they keep pushing the envelope and moving the dial a little more and more, and they keep turning it up. And it's ridiculous.
Yeah,
The
it
story
never gets any
yeah,
less ridiculous, does it? You got freaking people believing that COVID's gonna make your toes all deformed or something. Like, it just
well,
gets worse.
well, the narrative keeps changing, I would say daily, but sometimes it's more than that.
Well, it's gaslighting, is what it is. Like, that's all there really is to it. It's gaslighting. They're always
What's the newest one? The 12 and 15-year-olds or something, or like 100%, the wax works. I
yeah. It's 100% safe for young people.
it's only
Get your
100% for them.
kids.
It's 90% for everybody else, and
96% effective. I promise.
for against the 99% virus.
Yeah,
It's
something
funny
like
too.
that.
You know what's funny too? 99%.
Yeah,
Who
it's
runs
almost
who
it's almost
who
like
runs the
the
world? The 1%.
yep.
Wear your mask, peasant.
Yeah, but don't question why Joe Biden, your governor, and all these people don't wear a mask, or they didn't until months afterwards, because people started pointing it out, like, hey, why isn't this guy wearing a mask? We all gotta wear a mask.
Yeah, but I mean, people are too hung up on the right and left too. I mean, it's like that guy is just a puppet. He's not even like all there. Like
No, he's not.
no matter who became president, they would be doing what their orders followers tell them to do. They're the order
Exactly.
followers. Yeah.
Exactly.
So
It's just one
and
of
they
them
they don't
things.
realize.
I think
Yeah.
the reason that like, this is my little conspiracy theory. Um, I think the reason that they made Joe Biden the president is because it's obvious to everyone that there is no way that Joe Biden is making decisions on his own. There is no way. So
No.
it's
And
just it's just it's
who's going to
flat
be
out telling
president
you.
soon.
Yeah, it's just flat out telling you,
And
hey, the president really doesn't control anything. It's their way of telling you that. Because if it wasn't obvious before, it's obvious now.
I mean, you know who controls everything. We all do. I mean, I don't have to say it. It's
Yep.
the banksters. It's the banksters and the corporations. It's like it always is. It's capitalism, which is, I
Yep.
mean, capitalism is. I mean, it's not a bad thing in a sense because if we didn't have it, we wouldn't keep going living the way we are. But I, we're not going to be living this way for much longer. I don't think.
No. I don't think so either.
Right? We'll get our sewer tube and live in it and be happy.
Mark says, but come on, Trump wasn't really making the decisions either. Yeah, I know. I certainly am under no illusion that Trump did anything either. They all follow their orders. But what my point that I was trying to make about Biden was that it's just with each president it gets more and more obvious. So, before there was a time where they tried to make the left right paradigm look believable. But like I would say these last two presidents were so much in the revealing stage. Like for example, with the Trump presidency, they were really trying to put it in the public's idea, like in the public's head that the elections are all fake and whatnot and all that
Right.
stuff. And you had Trump freaking out and Trump looking like a caricature for that. And then now you have the Biden administration, which is basically them telling us that the president doesn't make he doesn't make his own decisions. This is just their way of telling people. With each president, they reveal something new, and now they've been in their revealing stage for so long that they're revealing like literally everything, just how corrupt the system is. Because at this point, the average American doesn't care. They don't care anymore. Like you can tell
Hmm.
them, yeah, politicians are corrupt, and they'll be like, yeah, you're right, and then they'll start spouting off about how much worse how much worse the other side is when it's really it's all the same. Coke or Pepsi, left or right.
Yeah.
Brill Billy says, hi Brill Billy, how you doing, bro?
Girls in here?
Hi. Yeah, he says, hi peeps. You know they are
There you go.
all opposites. Left, right wing, still the same bird. Yeah,
Yep. That's
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 well
what I was
said.
saying, yeah. That's what I was saying, yep. Exactly.
Yep.
And, there's no such thing as an election, it's a selection. They don't put anybody in power that they can't control.
Yep.
Because the minute that happens, they take you out. Bam.
Yeah, you're just done. You get Kennedy.
You'd be a dead you'd be a dead Kennedy or a Martin Luther King.
Although I kind of wonder, I hear a lot of theories about the Kennedy story. I've never really looked into that. Like, I know for a fact that he was killed off. Obviously, that's just magic bullets, you know, from a schoolhouse
I
because
mean,
some kid got into a library and was like, yeah, you know what? I don't like Kennedy. F him. He's done.
it's probably had to been an inside job. That or they had the worst generational curse of a family that ever existed. I mean, man.
Yeah, one or the other. Can't
Both
have it.
brothers? Come on. And then the plane crashes and all the other stuff.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Sounds like a total coincidence to me. Total coincidence.
Yeah, because coincidences are real.
Yeah, they're really real. They're coincidence
About
theorists.
as real as a $3 bill.
Actually, I'll have you know that a $3 bill, I've seen that work much more than I have our politicians and voting system.
Yeah, I mean, half of America, you could probably give them a $3 bill right now and they'd think it was real.
Yeah, all right. Hey, it's all fiat currency, right?
It's like the people that walk into a dollar store and ask how much something is.
Yeah. Hey, anybody that works in a dollar store, if anybody that works in a dollar store is in the chat, please tell me how often that happens because I genuinely want to know.
I've seriously heard of it happening, and if you just look on social media, you can tell why.
I mean, yeah, people are not the smartest, are they?
Nope.
You can't fix the stupid, man. I'm telling you.
So what do you got? You got some stuff to pull up or what? What are we doing here?
Yeah, I do. I wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, I do
All right.
have it.
We gotta get moving.
Yeah, we gotta get on track.
People are
We
gonna
got
tune
off
out.
on a
People are gonna tune out.
yeah, we got off on way too much of a tangent on how
Come
stupid
on, this is our
humanity is.
first stream here. Gotta do it
Yeah.
right.
Okay. I've got a thing to pull up here. I did show the vaccine numbers a couple times earlier in the stream, so we're not really going to go over that again. But I do have this other
Try
article
to
that you
watch
sent me earlier.
try to watch the wording too.
Oh yeah.
You don't want to get the stream getting taken down.
Yeah, I'm sure that this stream is not
Don't
gonna
trick.
last.
You gotta trick the algorithms.
I'm sure the stream's not gonna last. I've said the F word like 5 times since I've been on here. So
Nah, they don't care about that. You know,
alright.
we could be saying WAP right now, and you know,
Yeah.
sliding down a pole, grinding on Satan. We'll be good.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. I promise.
Yeah, they don't care
Um
about the F word. They don't care about the F word. They care about the the
yeah,
agendas,
let me make sure this
everything they
is
want to shove in our faces. And then they try to say that people aren't being parents. Yeah, okay. Well, it's on regular TV, not at late at night, and it's everywhere. So what do you have to keep your kid in a bubble?
yeah, you already see that happening with like certain concerts and stuff. They have they have I think the Flaming Lips had a bubble concert or something. I don't know if Jeff showed it or I saw it somewhere though.
Jeff talked about it a while back. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
something like
definitely
that.
did. He definitely did. Or actually, it could have been KJ.
It was one of them. I think it might have been both. Anyway,
Yeah,
you can see
it might have
my
been it might have been the show they did together. It could have been.
could have been, man. All right. So,
But, okay.
can you guys see my screen? Okay?
Now it's looks bigger. Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. So the whole reason that I wanted to stream tonight was because Sean sent me this article, and then I was on Twitter earlier today and I saw those vaccine numbers, so I thought this would be a good thing for me to talk about.
Right.
So,
It's too blurry and small. There we go. Now it's better.
so
All
it
right.
says, life in New Jersey will never be the same after COVID. Here's what the new normal could look like. And this is
So
from
yeah,
our good friends at nj.com who really want you to know the truth about everything going on in New Jersey. So,
yep. So they're right now, right there in the beginning, they're telling you what they're doing. They're putting it right in your face. They're not even hiding it.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
All right.
So, you see it. Keep 6 feet between your travel party and other guests. Cengage instructs I can't pronounce that. Instructs guests to maintain social distancing while visiting Mariners Amusement Pier as Moray's Piers in Wildwood prepares to fully reopen Friday, June 26, 2020. Governor Phil Murphy announced that outdoor amusement and water parks, which had remained closed this year due to coronavirus, could reopen on July 2nd. So this is a bit of an older article, which actually makes it worse because even then, in the beginning of the pandemic, you already had a lot of news outlets that were just flat out telling you were not getting your normal back. But the
Yeah.
fact that over a year later, we still have people believing the vaccine's gonna get my normal back, and if I get my vaccine, I can go out and buy more of my programming and poison.
I don't know if it's my eyes or not, but the chat, uh, the screen's letters are small. There we go. Now I can see it better.
All right, so
Okay.
you had something to say about this Matthew Stanmeyer individual, right? Because is this somebody that you know of? Because I think you
No,
mentioned knowing
no.
something.
No, I don't know this. I don't know this character. Uh, but obviously I don't like what he's saying. I didn't like what the lady in the article was talking about, but we'll get to her.
All right, yeah. So picture
She's a
this.
major shill.
Picture this. Next year or the one after, highways are wide open and fewer cars are on the road, with remote working now the norm for many former commuters. Office buildings stand sparsely populated as business have gone virtual. People still are wearing face coverings in crowded public places, especially during winter months. And if you want to gain access to a concert or Theater, you have to hand over
No,
your vaccine passport, an
no.
official document showing proof of inoculation. For nearly a year now, the public conversation has revolved around when society would be getting back to normal after the coronavirus pandemic. Experts first said it could be summer 2020, next it was fall or winter, then sometime in 2021. But public health centers experts are now saying without hesitation we're never going back to normal. The
We're
individual
never
psych
going back to normal.
yeah, let's just we are never
Let's go
going
on
back
that.
to
Yeah,
normal.
we've been talking about
Never.
this for years. That this
Never.
is what they had planned, and they're literally saying it right in your face now. They're telling you their plans. You're never going back to normal. They called us crazy all these years, but hey, man, we've been screaming. I've been screaming from the rooftops along with everybody else that we know here. They don't care.
Yeah, they
All
don't
right.
care. People have been like, I've been trying to tell people for over a year that even like before the pandemic, because obviously I was screaming about Agenda 2030,
Yep.
you were screaming about Agenda 2030, everybody in this damn chat was screaming about Agenda 2030. But
Yeah, we were.
now, like last year, as soon as the pandemic was declared, I was telling my family, I was telling my friends, I'm like, look, they are never ever letting us get back to normal. You cannot comply with this stuff. And sure enough, they told me, oh, well, there's nothing I can do about it. Just comply, just wear your mask and everything will be fine. And it's like, okay. Yeah, like now it's been a year later, and are you still expecting to get your normal back, guys? Like, come on. Come on.
I don't think so.
Also, Kool-Aid Man made, or whoever it was just said it, the new normal. Bro Billy was talking about the new normal, which, you know, obviously we've been talking about it, and then we have that's right, you give up freedom, you never get it back from Kool-Aid Man. I would actually like to know what the average person's definition of freedom actually is at this point. Because is it really freedom if you are giving something up to get it? And what are you giving up? At this point, you're giving up your bodily autonomy. You're letting somebody tell you like where you can go with or without a face covering, where you can go without a
Yep.
vaccine or whatever. Well,
Yep. Make
we're
it
gonna try to get through the rest of this article too. What were you gonna
like
say?
see, I mean, there's another thing though I want to get to you real quick. Because I know a lot of nurses and stuff and doctors, and I get, if you're in a sterile environment like surgery, I'm not going to argue that. Yeah, wear a mask. Yes, obviously, dentists. But for somebody working in a grocery store 8 to 10 hours a day, like they have to wear this thing, and they're moving it around. Like it really defeats the whole purpose. Where's your little biohazard containers to throw them out if this virus is so deadly? And then it tells you right on the box, the masks don't work. They don't protect you from cocoa. So,
Yeah,
oh
they don't do
man,
anything. They don't do anything about the big C, man. That's what I call it here
nope.
on this channel. It's called the big C.
I like Kobe because that's
Yeah,
when this all kicked off. That's when this all kicked off.
but the reason I don't use that is because I noticed that everybody has their own word for that. So I'm not gonna use anybody else's word because then like if too many people are using the one name for it, then the AI is gonna pick it up. So in
That's
my
true.
video in my big video that I've been working on for this, I've been referring it to it as the big C.
There you go. All right.
Anyway, so we're gonna talk a little bit about this part too. The individual psychology will change, said Martin J. Blasser, director of Rutgers University Center for Advanced Biotechnology and Medicine. The big shock stirs things up. Then, when things are stirred up, they don't go back to where they were. And I'd like to
You
just
know,
kind of take a minute to talk about this for a second. Because I don't
yeah.
know if you've been following the news. but I've been
Yeah,
following a few things recently that
can't go to school there without a vax, yeah.
yeah. So so one thing I've noticed is there are a couple of big retailers that have been making big changes and citing this as a reason, the individual psychology and how different people are about, say, going to a store and stuff. Like, for example, Best Buy just fired all of their employees, or most of them now, but they're in the process of firing all of them to go all online. And it's been a big thing in the news for the past few months. It's like older news, but I've been following it since it started happening. The reason I'm talking about this is because of how they are changing people's psychology. Because I was watching, I believe it was about a Truth Stream Media video from earlier, like about 10 months ago, where they were playing an old clip in which one of these big Silicon Valley guys was talking about how we were only about 5 years or so from never leaving our homes again.
Hmm.
And now here we are living in 2021 where it's
Yeah,
that's pretty much where we're going. We're getting to a point where it's hard to like leave your home because you have to wear your mask, you have to have your vaccine and all that stuff. So,
I guess you've read the whole article, right?
I've read some of it, but I had a feeling we were gonna go through this whole thing and it was
Well,
gonna be terrible anyway.
basically, if you go when we get down to it, they're gonna talk about that where they are most businesses are gonna be run like this, like we're doing right now. All right, yeah, so
Yeah.
let's get into it.
So let's get into that the rest of the way.
Yep.
Even if and when the pandemic ends, months or years into the future, the virus will have left seismic changes on our society, experts said. Mutated, less lethal strains of COVID 19. I should stop saying the name. The big C likely will linger, requiring yearly vaccinations or booster shots similar to the flu. Business travel may crater as companies save money with online meetings. Zoom, Skype, FaceTime, and other apps have mitigated the value of travel for face to face gathering and even larger conferences, experts said. Those who lost a loved one to the virus or battled to the disease themselves with both psychological and physical aftershocks for years to come, and there could be proof of vaccine requirements for people to get on planes, attend sporting events, dine at restaurants, or even re enter college campuses, all major and controversial touch points that are likely to make Big C political hot potato, even heading into ensuing state and federal election cycles. People kept talking about going back to normal. We're not, said Brian L. Storm, the chancellor, of course, of Rutgers Biomedical and Health Scientists. It will be the new normal. The world
I hate that
will
thing.
have changed. In the world will have changed in terms of people won't forget
Won't
this exists.
won't forget this
Uh,
exists. Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
that's interesting to me too because have you noticed that like I don't know if you've noticed it but I have like where
Hmm.
people are forgetting what it was like to be free. They were forgetting what it was like to go out with friends at a bar without having to wear a stupid face covering or something like that.
Yeah.
Like and they forgot it really quickly. Did you notice that or am I
I
crazy?
know. Oh, I trust me. I notice it. I lived it. Um, but yeah,
I've just noticed such a
it's been a
huge
year. It's been a year. People act like it's been 10 years already. I mean, and it feels like it half the time. But yeah, what you're saying too, they get down to like lower in the article exactly what you're saying. Like, yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
It's
Kool-Aid
not all
Man.
here. This one's funny. It's not all gloom and doom though. That's how the next one starts out.
Oh, I'm sure it's not all gloom and doom because
What's
they'll
Kool-Aid
give us
Man got to say?
they'll give us their crumbs. They'll give us some crumbs, Sean. All right.
Oh yeah.
So I
Well,
just
I mean,
looked.
that's how they're treating us. They're treating us like lab rats. So they might as well throw us some crumbs, right? All I need is
Exactly.
a wheel and a hamster cage, and I'll be good, man. Just start running around like an idiot.
A couple people
They
have
make us, they
mentioned
make us, they make us feel and look like idiots.
exactly. I've seen a bunch of people walking around with like two masks on now. It's insane. I've been seeing people with two masks. I even saw one with three masks on.
Yeah, the triple mask. They mention a triple mask in the one article I sent you, but uh,
Oh yeah.
trying to check out trying to check out the chat real quick.
Yeah, I just I
See,
I
here.
just was reading it. I just looked at the chat
Yeah,
real quick
yeah. I'm
because
trying to
I
keep up
saw
with it a
that.
little bit.
Yeah, if you would do me a favor, like if somebody says something you want to mention here in the chat, if you wouldn't mind bringing
Yeah,
that to my
I don't want to
attention.
cut you off when you're reading though, but like,
No, yeah.
sometimes I want to break off and talk about a certain topic.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, I understand. It's like we'll get the
but no,
flow of this. I'm
it's
sure we'll
going
be
pretty
doing this
cool. It's
more
going pretty
often.
cool.
I'm sure we'll be
Yeah,
doing this
we
more
gotta
often.
start doing it more. I need to get the voice out there.
Yeah,
I mean, they already got my name, so I might as well just roll with it.
exactly.
If you hear a knock on the door though, then I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
Just remember me, guys. Remember me.
Yeah, I just hope that when they knock on my door, they are nice enough to at least knock on the one with the ramp so I can get out easily.
Might
Yeah.
really have to show them what Hell's on Wheels is all about, right?
Yeah. Not that
All
I should
right.
say
Okay.
anything about that. But yeah,
Nah.
so I'm just gonna read a couple of these comments
Yeah,
real
read this
quick.
right now. Yeah, this is a good one. I love how it starts out. It's not all gloom
Yeah.
and doom though.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not all gloom and doom. See,
You want
it's
me to?
not
I
all
can help
gloom
read
and
too if
doom.
you need me to.
Yeah, if you'd like, if you gotta pull it up on your screen so
Yeah,
I don't gotta go
let
through.
me read this. Let me read this one real quick. It's
Alright.
not all doom and gloom, no. Experts anticipate some overall health. People no longer. You gotta. You're going. You're scrolling while I'm reading, bro.
Yeah, no, I
Uh,
was trying to find where you were. There you go.
oh, okay. Now we were here. We already read the other one.
Yeah.
Experts anticipate some positive, lasting changes as well, especially when it comes to public health systems. They expect the country to be better prepared, both federally and locally, to deal with infectious disease outbreaks, including having better ventilation systems in schools and hospitals and enhanced PPE stockpiles. So, okay, so here's the thing about the ventilation systems. What they're doing is they're basically spraying. Remember how Jeff talked about how he would walk in the store and they tried to spray him? Well,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be going back to my church. They're spraying
They
that
really
down
do
every
that at
day.
church?
They're spraying the church down every day, yeah, with disinfectant. I am
Dear
not going there
Lord.
anymore. I refuse. If my church leaders in this town are not going to step up to big government, I am not going to support them.
Don't
It's all I
blame you.
mean, it's like it's run like a business anyway. I mean,
Yeah, that's all there really is to it is it's business before anything else.
it's like, you got your little catchy music that they play. you know,
Exactly. It's just like they
whatever. There's really no
meanwhile,
have to I
like
mean, there's a lot of great people that go there. I'm not going to say that there's not, but spiritual growth has to be done with your own relationship. You know, can't have man dictate your thoughts on religion
no, absolutely
or
not.
your relationships. And plus, I mean, if they're not going to stand up for what's right and just bow down and make everybody wear a mask, tear the place down. It's not somewhere where I want to go. All right. Anyway, okay. So they also predict society and institutions will be more mindful of overall health. People no longer will be encouraged to push through illness and go to work. Yeah, okay. And the pandemic likely will spur more companies to mandate sick leave for employees, experts said. What happened to
Yeah.
being a man? What happened to being a man? Like, so you got a little sniffle. Now you're not going to go to work? I mean,
Yeah, I mean, like I've got my share of problems. You know what I do? Unless I literally cannot move myself from my bed, I will get up and go to work. And you can like
well,
literally you could ask my coworkers. Like I've had a couple of times where my coworkers would be like, "How the hell are you here?" I'm like, I was able to get myself out of bed. I can't miss work. What am I gonna do? You know?
yeah. So, in the chat, we have Mark says everyone in his family has taken it. Ooh.
Oh God, that's terrible. I'm really sorry to hear that,
No,
Mark.
Jen, Jen, I don't think that they'll knock.
No, not right now. Where neither of
Not
us
yet.
really have.
I haven't ruffled enough feathers yet.
Yeah.
But I'll get there. I'll get there, don't worry.
Yeah, well, I think we'll both get there, man. Like, I don't even think it
Eh,
matter. I don't even think it's gonna
I already
matter at some point. It's probably.
I've already had my legal issues and been beat by cops. I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do, right? Like,
Yep.
cops aren't there for you. They're not
No,
there to help you.
they're not. Yeah, but they're also there to protect, the good normal people too. So I
Yeah,
can't, and and
unfortunately, not enough of them.
they're only following orders. They're not they're family men and normal people too. It ain't it's not black and white with the way they're making it out. They're normal people that go through the same kind of crap we go through.
Yeah, that's it, man. Like,
Plus,
I mean,
when you
mean,
gotta deal with drunk people and people that are beating on people. I mean, hey, it's not easy. Trust me.
yeah, definitely, it's definitely not. Like,
But
I don't.
I've definitely had my issues though. So then again, at times they've been all right. So
Yeah, I've had more issues than not with cops. Like, I've dealt with them. I've dealt with them like for
yeah,
different things, but I won't get into any of
I
that.
don't really want to get onto that subject
Yeah,
though.
no, definitely not. I don't want to either.
That's taken us away from where we want to go anyway. It's not
Yeah, for
about them right
sure.
now.
Yeah, it's not. I think cops are gonna be like any other group of people. You're gonna have these idiots that are gonna be enforcing the mask mandates, and then you're gonna be like, because there are cops that are just genuinely like they genuinely do care about their countrymen and stuff like that.
Of course they do.
They're
And
definitely they're
that's just going more into the division that they keep pushing with every agenda they have in their playbook, their little house of cards that keeps tumbling. So I mean, we don't need to go into that one.
no, that could be a whole different stream, honestly, with the
That could
like
be a
all
whole
the
show
yeah, it really could. But yeah, we'll go
because
back into
everybody was saying a cab. Remember that? Yeah.
yep.
Okay.
All
All right. Let's
cops
go
are
back into
that
this. You want to
until
start reading?
yeah. I will start reading.
Yeah. Start reading.
Um but before New Jersey can even step into the new normal to see what it looks like, experts said we'll have to reach some semblance of herd immunity. When enough people in a community are protected from getting diseases because they've already had it or they've been vaccinated, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, experts estimate that that number would need to reach roughly 70% of any given population for herd immunity status. as of Friday, 1.67 million, or 18.5% of New Jerseyans have been fully vaccinated. That leaves the state roughly 3.5 million away from the coveted 70%. 18.5% of the population of our state has bought into this bullshit. Sean, think about that. That is
Yeah.
almost a fourth of the goddamn population.
Hey, watch that word. I don't like that one.
I'm sorry. Or I don't know, like almost
Okay, so yeah,
almost a
okay.
fifth of it.
So
Almost a
that leaves
fifth
the
of it.
state roughly 5.3 from the goal of 70%. So what do we have? About 9 million people then?
Yeah, I guess so. Um
Alright.
Oh, this must be the lady you're talking
I
about
think
here.
this is her. I think this is the Wicked Witch of NJ.
The
I'm not
Wicked
sure
Witch
though.
of the
I think it
East.
is though. Yeah,
Alright.
keep reading. I think it is her. She's a shill and a
Stephanie
half.
and 3/4, as Jeff would say. Um,
3/4.
take that one to the bank. Stephanie Silvera,
I
an
wish she was 3/4 under the water, like the Earth.
oh God, now you are gonna get a knock on the door. I think she
Sorry.
would. I think she would look better somewhere really high. To be honest.
I think that's what got Jeff was he kept saying that stream
I mean, they could
up
come.
high. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right.
Alright. Stephanie Silvera, an epidemiologist and public health professor at Montclair State University, said she continues her discussions about getting back to normal. She, too, cautions the talk. They said on campus, "We would like fall of 2021 to look like fall of 2019. How do we make that happen?" Silvera said, "One of my colleagues said, well, short of having a time machine, we're never going back. It has to be different because we have to have learned something. Otherwise, a lot of people died for no good reason."
Hey, hell. It's
What?
funny. They want to go back to the fall of 2019. That's when they planned it all. Ah,
Yeah, that's when they had their event 201.
good old October 18th.
Yeah, I've actually
All
been
right.
going through. I've actually been going through a couple of their exercises. I went through. I'm most of the way through the Clade X one now. Clade X is kind of similar to Event 201, and except Clade X seems to focus more about how they can trample our civil rights in the event of a plan, as we can put it here. In the
Yeah.
event of one of these very convenient situations, shall we say? Uh,
Yeah.
so they were they were saying that, like, they could get the UN, they could get different they can get different, like, countries involved and all that stuff. And I can't help but think that it harkens back to the NSA and all these different spying agencies. Because I don't know if you know this, Sean, but it's not American citizens that are spying on other American citizens, because that would technically be a violation of the Constitution. So what they do
I
is they
know
have
who it is.
other yeah, yep.
I know
There's a
where it's
certain
based out of. I can't. It's the people we can't talk about though.
yeah, yeah. Don't say anything that's not kosher on my channel, please.
No, don't say it. Don't no.
Don't
Don't
say
don't go
any
to your local kosher butcher.
yeah, don't we're not gonna say anything that's not kosher here.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I
what
guess
was
you
I
know.
saying?
I guess the spying is blessed.
Yeah. They go to a local holy man to make sure it's okay.
Mm,
But what was I saying anyway? Oh yeah, so it's not American citizens that are spying on American citizens. It's people from other countries that are spying on American citizens and vice versa. So we have these 6 eyes or 5 eyes, depending on who you ask, that are all watching each other's countries because it would be a violation of human rights, and this is the way that they skirt around the laws. And they're doing the same
Uh-huh.
thing in the Clade X exercise. They talked about doing a very similar thing with policing and enforcing quarantine because they couldn't get
Yeah.
in the exercise. And I've watched segments 1 and 2.
Mhm.
And I've watched some of segment 3, and one of the big things that they focus on is how they would get the UN to police. They get police from other countries and soldiers from other countries because they know they couldn't get the American soldiers to go along with this most likely. And they can't get the local sheriffs, or they can't like legally get the local sheriffs to enforce the quarantine. So in that scenario, they brought in the UN, they brought in Canada, they brought in all these different people. So
Well,
it's
like I
like
said
the
too,
sixth eye is all over again.
it's 5 actually. Mark said it in the chat. Five Eye
Oh,
Nations.
but we're but the Five Eyes doesn't include that one nation that we're not allowed to talk about.
Oh yeah. Oh, well,
So
that's
I'm
because
talking about
they're not
6 of them.
they're innocent. They're innocent.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
Uh,
just ask your local pastor and he'll tell you.
yeah. Just remember, we are 100% kosher here. We are not at all saying anything bad about certain people. And it's not the religious group, it's somebody else. It's a certain
Yeah,
segment
let's just say
of
that
the
their beard is a little curlier than mine.
it's the all right. So, here now we're going to get into the rest of this agenda. By the way, nj.com nj.com is
The
100% trash. Just pure freaking burning garbage that, you
oh,
know, it's
it's the
just
biggest rag page on probably all of
all of
that
New
site,
Jersey.
all of social media. It is bad.
It's
Well, I mean, New Jersey, but I mean that they're pushing everything. I
yeah,
love uh
it's
I love Jersey Shore hurricane news too. They talk
well,
about everything but the weather.
isn't that how it goes? Uh,
That's so funny. It's just one big propaganda machine. It keeps rolling.
and
It's like Fred
rolling,
Durst,
rolling,
man.
rolling.
Keeps rolling, rolling, rolling.
When does it stop? Someone stop the ride, please.
I don't know,
Uh,
but my biscuit goes limp thinking about it.
oh dear God.
Well,
oh, well, thank you for making me laugh because
hey,
there's no way I
we
can
gotta
get through this shit
we
without
have to have
laughing
some
at it.
fun here, and we're gonna have fun here once we get through this article some more because there is some comedy. All
Yeah,
right, so
I
let's do
just
this here.
I'm gonna try to finish
I
reading.
got you.
All right,
I'm gonna read this part here.
here you go. An interesting
There we go.
concept
We're
here.
at an interesting, yeah, interesting concept. Imagine going to a hot new bar or restaurant on a Saturday night 2 years into the future. You might be asked to provide your ID at the door. I guess they're not talking about a driver's license. Oh, they are, but they're talking about your vaccination passport as well, proving you've had your C vaccine. It might sound crazy, but some public health experts believe V passports could be a real part of our new normal. Hate that word. Either you prove you're V'd before you enter a restaurant, you get tested on the way in, or prove you were tested that day, Strom said. That sounds like a real name, huh? Same thing with stadiums, same thing with theaters. Okay. Strom said he believes vaccine passports, said it, whatever, could be required very soon, and that's certainly already being discussed. Okay. So yeah, it's in discussion. We ain't gonna be
Silvera
able to
and
move around anymore.
yeah.
Yeah.
I actually I went to the DMV a few months ago, and they were talking about this real ID thing, and I meant to years ago when I was originally going to start this channel. I One of the things I wanted to talk about was real ID because I didn't know what it was going to be used for yet, but I knew there was going to be something, and it just happened to be, ID 2020. When did the whole agenda come off, like kick off? It's 2020. And then now you're going to try to make this real ID thing mandatory this year, along with, you had Event 201, you had the real ID becoming mandatory in 2021. You've got Agenda 21, the Great Reset of 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So
all there. It's all those numbers. That 21, 21st century 21. All right.
21, huh?
Yep, all of its 21s. Severa and others are not as certain about the viability of vaccine passports in the United States. The concept already encountering significant resistance from a large segment of people who are wary of government involvement due to C-19 also could further expose the deep-riven cultural and political divisions that the virus exposed across the country. I can see there being a lot of pushback from people who are anti-vaccine in general. There have to be a pretty significant cultural shift around the understanding of and exceptions of vaccination for that to happen. Sorry. Governor Phil Murphy said recently he's open to the idea of a vaccine passport to be used to
Of
get
course.
on the plane or go to the Giants game in the future. So yeah, he's just following New York like that little lapdog. By the way, does anybody in the chat? I don't know if anybody from New York can tell me, but they are mandating that there too, correct? If anybody knows.
Don't know. Do we have anybody from New York in there?
I'm not
I don't think
sure.
so. It says we have 9 people right now.
That's honestly more than I thought to watch me boomer a
Well,
live stream. But hey,
hey, that's okay. Yeah.
I promise I'm gonna be better at this next time. Anyway, let's get into
Jen's
the
here
rest
just to
of
look
these.
at my cute face.
Jen says, "No more
Yeah,
nightclubs
Jen's
with
funny.
awful music and drunk, sweaty 20-something. Say it ain't so." See, but it's ageist for you to be 20-something and want to go out and do things. Jen, please check your privilege.
Jen is not in her 20s.
I don't know. I don't know how old Jen is, but just for the fact that she's making ageist comments
Well,
over here.
Jen, I think Jen is one of the favorite numbers of certain people.
Ah, Brill Billy
I remember
says,
our friend, I think it might have been a Monday Madness. He wished her a happy birthday. One of the streams.
yeah, it was one of them, I think. You're right.
Could have been a bone broth, actually.
Maybe. I still feel bad for the fact that I was too messed up to go to the last two of those. I felt so bad about that.
Oh yeah, I was going through a big depression bout, but I'm well now.
Yeah, I'm glad
I
you
have
are.
I have done my
Unfortunately,
due diligence, and I'm not so unconfident where I don't want to see myself on camera.
unfortunately, I had to depress you more by putting you on this stream and making you read
Oh
shit
yeah.
about this stupid state that
Hey,
we
at least
live
we
in.
got. Hey, I was so fired up when I read this earlier in the day, but I had to
Do
wait
you
for
need to
you.
talk about your mental health?
I do that. I actually do that, but
I need to I need to talk about my mental health. I need to talk about how I'm going crazy about
I
because
mean,
our state is
obviously,
run by a talking horse who's open to the idea of vaccine passports when it's literally against everything that America is supposed to stand for. That makes me
you
need to
know,
talk about my mental health.
obviously, my mental health is because I'm a crazy conspiracy theorist. You know,
Yeah.
that's. I mean, they're gonna think I'm crazy anyway, so I might as well fit their narrative.
Mm. Yeah, I mean, just wear your tinfoil. Uh, take some of your psych meds, and you'll be fine. I promise you'll be fine.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah, don't
speaking
worry,
of
I will.
psych meds, let me try to get through some more of this article before I have to end up on some psych meds from this bullshit. And yeah,
Yeah, you might.
I really wish that I could have gone live earlier. If I wasn't at work, I would have been on this right away.
It's all
But
right.
fortunately, because I was at
What?
work, I also found the vaccination numbers in New Jersey because I was looking around on Twitter and freaking the one of our propaganda outlets around here was bragging about how many people were dumb enough to get it stuck in their arm. So, you know.
So you were on this. You were on the second sentence. I think we stopped, didn't you?
Yep.
Go back up.
We
You
oh
were. You were. Yeah,
oh
he's
it was
talking about
right. It was right here.
going to a Giants game in the future, getting
Yeah.
on a plane. That's where you are.
But he stopped short on saying it's something New Jersey would implement, adding that guidance on the issue should come from the CDC.
Of
In
course.
response,
He said he's gonna follow everything from them. There you go.
by the way, who's the guy that's funding all the vaccines and the World Health Organization and the Wuhan Lab of Virology? Who is that? Who's that one guy? There was one guy that happened to be funding all of those
Is
things.
that Gil Bates?
Yeah, it might have been a computer programmer that's really interested in viruses, you know?
He loves him.
Certain, yeah, certain computer programmer. He loves them so much that he made an operating system that's full of them. Now he wants to cure them. Anyway, in
He
res-
looks so different too, doesn't he?
he doesn't have very like if I were a David Icke guy, I would say I would say somebody doesn't have very convincing human skin. That's what I would say.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean the way he acts, it doesn't seem like he's very human.
So it's not normal to like move like very in a very non-human way whenever you say something and you're trying to gaslight the public. That's not normal.
No.
Ah,
He
okay.
cares so much about the poor countries too that he wants to vaccinate them.
Hey, did you know that he was talking about how good of a job if we do a really good job with vaccines, the population's gonna go down. But I'm sure that's a coincidence. He's obviously saving lives.
Yeah, obviously.
Alright. Let's try
Alright.
to get through some more of this. In response to Murphy's comments, the Republican Governors Association, you gotta get in your left right game, you gotta play the left right game. The
There you go.
Republican Governors Association issued a statement slamming Murphy for potentially opening the door to health privacy minefields. Hardworking New Jersey residents have the right to keep their health care decisions between themselves and their doctor, and don't
Yeah.
need Phil Murphy in the waiting room telling patients to make sure they laminate their vaccine card on the way out. RGA spokesman Will Renart said. Silvera said
It's
she.
Reinert.
Ah, well.
Doesn't sound kosher. Doesn't sound kosher either.
Nah, certainly not. Silvera said she anticipates vaccine proof could be required for some air travel, but that may be less likely for day to day living. Its viability also may depend on vaccine supply and if vaccine hesitancy in our country changes. For example, only about 40 to 50% of people over 18 get the flu vaccine, she said. Silvera and others are skeptical whether coronavirus vaccine numbers can exceed the flu averages. Are we able to keep up? Silvera said, it's an interesting concept, but it might be premature to see whether or not that's going to work. And the flu vaccine itself is an interesting one. I was actually thinking about this the other day, or actually today, when I was reading all this stuff about the COVID numbers and everything. Um,
Mhm.
they the flu in many ways was pre the precursor to this,
Yeah,
because if
I
you
believe
think
it.
about it, the flu numbers were highly exaggerated. The death numbers by the flu were highly exaggerated by the vaccine industry, which, by the way, has, I believe, it's been tripled in the past 5 or 6 years. If anybody has a source on that or knows the exact number, I'd appreciate it. Just drop it in the chat.
Bro Billy would have it, I'm sure.
Yeah, bro,
He's the
Billy.
expert researcher.
Yeah,
He's the expert
he's
researcher.
he's damn good, bro.
He's the
I
man.
freaking, I like Bro Billy. Like this other video,
He
I
posts so
wanted to
much
try to
stuff
make.
I can't even keep up with it.
Yeah, he's where I've been getting some of my resources for one of the videos I'm
Yeah.
trying to get out.
Very, very knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Very much a critical thing
Hey,
in the world.
Brill Billy, if you got them numbers, man, if you could just let me know. Uh, anyway, I'm gonna try to get through the rest of these. See, this article is really hard for us to get through because there's just so much wrong with it that we just have to keep
It's
going off on these tangents about how stupid.
it's a very meaty article.
It really is. It was a very good
Now,
find, Sean. Where'd you find this one, if you don't mind me asking?
you know where I found it?
Straight out of hell.
Straight out of straight out of NJ.com. The
Yeah,
nether regions. The nether
it's
region.
it's the same thing.
I think
The
uh I
void.
think I think um I think Little Nas might have had something to do with this article.
Yeah. Yeah, NJ.com is the
He
definition of
works for
when
the
you.
same people.
He does. That he does. NJ.com is the definition of what happens when you stare into the abyss too long and it stares back at you.
Ah, I'm lucky I can look myself in the mirrors and that doesn't happen.
Oh, dear God.
Yeah,
But
well.
yeah,
So
so
yeah,
you
so
had.
this shill Silvera. What a creature.
Yeah, for real.
I mean, it is, you know, I think she hangs out with Bigfoot and Loch Ness Monster, right?
Yeah.
Uh,
Um, he was like, wait a minute. Right in the fiction section, along with the CDC's numbers, and yeah,
yeah,
that's where you
that
find.
that alphabet agency, it sounds a little bit like Sadducees. We know what they
Yeah.
did,
Yep. We do.
and they all have the same evil about them.
Oh,
All these years later,
did you see that in the UK they have this mug now that says if Mary were around today, she would get Jesus vaccinated?
I did see that. I did see that. It's disgusting.
Well, I'm actually gonna pull that up for us right now.
All right, you got the other thing.
Yeah,
You keeping the other thing
I'm
lined up,
keeping the
right?
other tab open.
Okay. All right.
Uh,
Yeah, pull that up since you're thinking about it now.
freaking. Oh,
It
and
was
like,
a guy that said that, wasn't it? A male doctor, I
no,
thought.
yeah, it's on a mug now.
Yeah. Was it England? Oh, it's on a mug. Okay. I I didn't know where it came from. I mean, you know, English people are very liberal leaning usually. Not to talk about political affiliations,
Yeah, I've noticed that
but
they've always
they're
been,
very liberal.
and they find themselves a
They're
lot of
very
time.
open. They're very open to agendas and ideas of you know,
Uh,
the way people should be their idea of freedom, which is actually more like
S-
Babylon. But okay.
freedom from danger, freedom from offense.
I mean, it's the good people that are, that don't deserve freedom, obviously.
Yeah, it's the people that are, that want to use guns responsibly and all this stuff. So you see, so
Yeah.
this actually is sold in the UK right now. This
Is that that's the
particular.
lady there? Caroline?
Yeah. Oh, I sorry.
Yeah.
Um, Bro Billy said, "I'm from England. We still make spears." Yeah, because you can't have guns. And what else are you gonna do without a butter knife, man? You can't even have a butter
Yeah,
knife
but
in there, can you? Did you?
people could get them if they wanted to.
Yeah. Suzanne asks, "Did you see all the nurses that quit their job in the UK?" No, Suzanne, I didn't see that. After we finish this article and all that stuff, if you'd like, you could drop that in Discord. I can go through that stuff.
All right.
Anyway, I'm way off my
Where's our
yeah.
articles?
Yeah, so we have I was going to show you this real quick.
Okay.
So yeah, there's an actual product. Somebody even made a joke that I saw that I don't disagree with. It's like I think it was Carol on the Never Lose Truth channel, which by the way I love her and I was like I was happy when she subscribed to me cuz she's a really good lady. She was talking about how oh well in America you get a free donut every day for freaking getting your vaccine. In
Probably the
England you get
worst
a
kind of
mug.
donut you could get too. It's
Yeah.
like glazed Krispy Kreme. Was it Krispy Kreme? Uh, not that
Rumford
any donut's probably healthy, but I mean,
Oh yeah,
mm,
Krispy Kreme I feel like is probably one of the worst types of GMO crap you could possibly eat. It's this mug here.
it's it's little cum pastry.
Essentially, yeah. So you have
Uh,
you got your mug here. Your Mary would have vaccinated Jesus with this Caroline Herons
what a
shill.
what an evil what an evil lady.
Yeah, you can
Heron.
take that one to the bank, man. That is for sure.
Yeah, he
Who's
would
gonna
have.
make?
I'm pretty sure he would have flipped over the tables.
Oh, for sure. See, that's the thing
Wow.
that gets me about a lot of modern Christians, and I don't mean to go on another tangent, but have you ever noticed that a lot of these modern like church-going Christians will be like, "Well, we have to comply with the government, give to Caesar what is Caesar's, give to God what is God's."
Yeah.
So
Turn the other
I'm
cheek.
just yeah, I understand that we should to an extent at least do that, but at the same time, I can't imagine that Jesus would be happy with his people just being like, yeah, I'm gonna let my family vaccinate themselves to death. I'm gonna let my family, like, whatever. Like, we're not supposed to sit around and let evil happen. We're not supposed to comply with the evil. If Jesus saw, if Jesus came down today and saw what the modern church was pushing with this whole, oh, we just have to be nice and, like, just uh, be nice
Jesus
and,
is
yeah.
Jesus is not happy. Trust me.
Mm-mm. Like, if we have to be nice and we just have to, like, just what's the word? Be people pleasers, and we have to just be like, oh well, the evil is just gonna be the evil, and that's fine, and we can't upset anybody by telling them it's not a good idea to get the vaccine.
Well, hell, once you get to a certain age in life, you realize you can't please everybody anyway. So you might as well either go out with a bang or go out swinging. Well,
Yeah, I've
you have to stand up for what's right and what you believe in. Um, and if modern Christianity doesn't have a backbone soon, it's gonna be wiped out like they're trying to do anyway. They want their one world and their one world religion. So I mean, it doesn't seem like unless there's a serious revival and you know some of these so-called patriots like actually stand up. like they were trying to, ain't gonna have much. Because I mean, real change comes from revivals. Uh, Christianity it would have died a death years ago if it wasn't for people like Martin Luther. You know, so yeah, too many weak Christians. You know, that's why I don't
Yes,
even
indeed.
I really don't even like I have my own connection spiritually, and that's as far as I go with it anymore.
Hey, Suzanne just sent me the thing she was talking about, so I'm gonna see if I can pull that one up too. But we're gonna go through the rest of this real quick, and I'll do that. But thank you, Suzanne. Uh, where was that? We're gonna do that. Public health experts said that even when the pandemic is under control, we'll likely be dealing with the coronavirus in some forms for years to come, with several variants already circulating in New Jersey. The virus is expected to continue mutating, which could require additional vaccination. That's why people are likely to be encouraged to require or receive a booster shot.
Booster shot, isn't that
A
what they give
year,
infants?
yeah, a yearly dose or a booster shot. Honestly, the infantilization in this country is just so complete anymore that like I really don't differentiate between adults and infants nearly as much as I need to because so many of them act like children.
Yeah. Huh.
Mommy and Daddy said I need a vaccine to play outside. That's what it is, man. That's what it is.
Well, yeah,
So,
and who's their daddy? Big
big
government and big
daddy,
pharma, man.
yeah, big mommy and daddy. That's what they said. Uh, Rumford Chimpstein said the article. Oh, data from clinical laboratories in the United States indicated a 98% decrease in influenza activity as measured by percentage of submitted specimens testing positive. And the article is called, I'll go through that in a few minutes too. You guys are sending me a lot of good stuff. um yeah, I just want to try and get through the rest of this. But
Sure, yeah, let's get through
yeah,
some more of this, and we could jump into some other topics if you want.
yeah,
I'm game. I got a lot of energy in me. I didn't think I would. I'm usually tired by this time. I get up early.
yeah. I don't have work until later tomorrow, so I'll probably be able to
Yeah, I
keep
don't
going
no
for a
work
while.
for no yeah, my weekend's free, so I'm good.
Oh, and here's a big one. Here's one of the things that I've been trying to tell the general public about masks for a while. Uh, Dr. Anthony Fauci was one of the experts that said this, but numerous public health experts said they also expect face coverings to become a more normal part of our society as they are in
Well,
some Asian countries. Even after the pandemic has ended, you're likely to see people wearing them on public transportation or in crowded spaces for years to come, especially during traditional cold and flu seasons. Others anticipate people shunning traditional handshakes for an extended period of time. Space use in
no,
schools could change and class sizes could be reduced also.
ridiculous.
Quote, they there will be some sort of residual drift back toward normal, Strom said, but I don't think it will ever become the normal it was pre-2020.
There we go again. It's never going
Now,
back to normal. And
Sean,
that's what
I
got me
was
so riled up earlier was with the face coverings. Oh man, that was one of the
yeah,
things
I
that
can
got me mad.
understand that. Like I didn't read the article until I was like about to go
Oh yeah,
live because I literally yeah.
hit me hard today. Yeah, that's why I posted it for you guys.
Yeah, I
But
appreciate
I
that.
wanted to get into it because it's this is our state and this is happening.
Yeah, and you need
But
you need people in New
like they said in the
Jersey.
chat, it's just gonna happen other places. This is like a testing ground, but we're the guinea pigs or the lab rats.
Yeah, exactly. Um, so I didn't even go through the article before I went live here that much. Like I skimmed through it a little bit, but I basically came straight home and got straight on here because I knew
Yeah,
that if you sent me something, it was probably going to be a load of bullshit. It was,
yeah.
and I'm not disappointed. By the way,
Yeah, I don't send stuff out usually either, so, you know, it's gonna be good if I do it.
oh, oh, hey, just while I'm thinking about it, any of you guys that don't have me on Discord, a good way to send me stuff is to follow me on Twitter. It's y'all need to think. My Twitter is at y'all need to think. My link is in the description below. So anybody that wants to send me something, just shoot it to me on Twitter.
Hey, Hal,
What?
please stop the rides in the chat. That's awesome.
Oh, hey! Please
How are
stop the
you?
ride. I'm gonna read
Yeah,
what she said.
I remember the shows with Jeff. Great stuff.
Hey, please stop the ride. How you doing? I'm doing good. I'm really glad to see you too.
Yeah, Camille.
So, thank you, Camille. It means a lot that you came and watched my stream. Oh, this is a big one here. This potential unrealized part of
Yeah.
this article, because this is one of the things I was kind of getting at with the
Th
whole teleworld thing, how everything
Remember
was
I
going
told you that
online.
would come down later in the article before.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is it. Go.
All right. Years from now, when you're working comfortably from your home office, saving gas money on the old commute, and finding extra time in the morning for a workout, many people will come to realize how the C pandemic marked a major turning point in our lives. Experts believe remote and virtual working will account for perhaps the biggest change in our society post pandemic. Some companies will migrate back into crowded office buildings when the virus is under control, but many will save on rent costs and convenience by allowing workers to stay home and even years into the future, experts said. The potential for remote work and work from home was always there, but unrealized, and the pandemic forced us to consider that way of learning, working, and being productive, said Samuel Wang, a Princeton University professor of neuroscience who has studied the COVID-19. That might actually be a long-term change, the capacity to work from home. Widespread working from home could have some negative effects. 406 billion global fashion industry, for instance, could take a hint from the lack of need for diversity of clothing styles, and people may feel isolated and struggle with their mental health. Of course, that's another thing that's been a big thing with this COVID. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've actually posted a bunch of articles about this, and I don't think I posted them really publicly that often. But um, you've noticed. I've noticed that in the last few months there have been a lot of articles that have come out about how COVID is producing PTSD in a lot of people. Producing it's producing schizophrenia symptoms, they're saying now. There's all different kinds of things. So the COVID and the um the COVID and the mental health agenda are pretty well put
It's
together.
connected. It's connected. Yeah.
It
I mean,
absolutely is.
well, like I said, they're taking humanity out of people, and you know, uh, even as babies, like a baby doesn't develop right without human touch and emotion, and you know, seeing and you know, imagine a baby right now looking at their mother with a mask on, like I mean, I don't know. It probably won't affect them, but I don't know. I feel like that's
No, it's
psychological.
definitely going to
It
affect them.
has to. It has to.
Actually, it's for sure going to affect them because one of the
It
things that
has
they
to.
say about childhood development is that in infancy and like early toddlerhood, the mother's
Yeah.
face is the world to the infant. That
Exactly.
is
That's what I was getting
that
at.
is
Yeah.
literally all they
Uh,
know. So the fact that they're
of
not
course.
getting that mother's face and even like the other adults in around them, like they're not getting those facial cues. It's even bad for adults because like so much of our communication is nonverbal. I believe it's like 70% of our communication is nonverbal.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying, like, when you can't see somebody's face and it's hidden behind a mask, it just takes humanity out of everything. It's a big deal.
For sure. It kills me too because like I work with the public all day, and one of the things that I literally cannot stand to see, and I have to stop myself from going into blind rages all day,
Yeah,
is
I bet.
is what seeing these parents put fucking masks on their kids. Like
Yeah.
seriously,
It's like
rot.
it's like it's like putting a muzzle on a dog, like, that's been bad, you know? That's what it feels like. It's like, "Hey, let's punish somebody for not doing anything, just for breathing oxygen. Hey, there you go.
Yeah, and
Let's"
wouldn't you know
you
that
know,
it's
the
right in
masks
the
the masks are silencing too. It's another form of control.
yeah, for sure.
Besides the algorithms and banning everybody's free speech, which they're doing, it's just another way. They got it all figured out.
Yeah, they
Alright.
do. I don't know. I've heard like I've had people try to talk to me in these masks like a couple of times, and they'll be like, I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
it's like Charlie Brown.
Wah,
The
wah, wah,
teacher
wah,
remember the
wah,
teacher
wah.
from Charlie Brown? Wah, 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 wah.
Yep,
And then you see their ghoul hole, like, just sucking wind in and out.
yep.
It
It's
almost it
just
looks it kinda looks like a butthole.
it kind of does. I feel bad saying that, but you're right. Oh, yeah.
It's
Philippians
sad. You see
4:8
people talking,
said,
and then you see these idiots, like, on TV, like, that are talking with it on, and there's, like, you know who's the worst perpetrator is our president, or, in quotation marks.
yeah.
Um,
Whenever he can be bothered to remember to wear a
there's,
mask,
like
because
there's not
obviously,
there's not somebody, like, within 20 feet of him, and he's sitting there talking with a mask.
yeah. I guess it's
I don't
because a lot of
I don't
people
think
were
he's I
calling him
don't think
out.
he's I think he takes it off now, but I remember, like, for a while there, he was, like, just wearing it all the time, and he's only wearing it for cosmetic, it's for show.
Yeah,
It's
none
not
of these
even
people actually wear their masks to begin with. Like seriously,
No, no, you
anybody that believes that,
did you see the Grammys, the after parties? They're all hugging and glommed on top of each other, like, I mean, yeah, their
I
rules
buy
our
I buy that
our our
100%.
our prison, like, rules don't apply to these, to the elites and to the rich. They live in their own little world, you
Yeah, they
know?
do, and they always have. But now it's just more obvious, like
The good old the good
the
old
rift.
holly tree.
Yeah, the rift between the us and them is always been
Oh,
huge.
like I said earlier, man, they look at us like we're peasants.
We're
We're
useless
like
eaters. We're
we're
cattle
yeah,
to
we're
them.
useless eaters, we're beneath them, and that's, wow, we didn't even get into that, but, yeah, let's read.
Yeah. You're right, man. This is such a meaty article. Like, I had no
Well, I wanted
idea
I wanted
how pissed
I
I
did
was
wanna
gonna
I did
be.
wanna touch on the one thing about, I guess, the death rates or the
Oh, go for it. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, because like that's another thing is like they're taking the older people out because they can't make them money anymore. They're basically to them they're useless. They're not part of the economy, you know. They don't make them money. They can't use them. They can't take any more years of their life off by working them,
Yeah, I
you
mean
know.
they
So
can't they
it's
can't
like,
use them for Soylent Green yet because it's not accepted yet. I'm sorry.
oh well, it's you know, it's going that way.
Yeah, it
They want
is.
us to they want us to eat bugs soon too, huh?
Yeah, you got your bug bar and your
Yeah.
I saw something the other night about
You know,
this
they have a thing called Soylent actually in, like,
oh, they
Walmarts and
do.
stuff. Yeah,
Literally,
yeah.
I might have told this story in one of the servers that we're in together. I might have said something about this, but I had somebody literally tell me the oh man, like this Soylent stuff's really good. You should try the mint chocolate chip flavor. And I'm like this was like literally right when I started my job. I was like, oh my god, what did I get into? But my job has actually been an interesting way to observe like where society's going, if that makes any sense.
Oh,
Because
yeah, because
like
you're people watching, I get it, yeah.
yeah, I'm people watching all day. That's what I do. And what I've noticed with people is I feel like the consciousness of and I hope this don't sound like new agey, but like the rift in understanding and consciousness that exists between us and the average, like what you would call a sheep or a sleeping person or something like that. The rift that exists is deeper now, and it's always growing, it's always going, it's always getting bigger, it's always getting wider, the void between us and them.
Yeah. Well, and that's why every day the narrative changes and they throw something new at people because they don't really want people to truly wake up
No,
because
they don't.
they know once the population wakes up, it's over for them. There's more of us than them. Like, I mean, it's just but it's not gonna happen. It's
How
not gonna
much of
happen.
the population do you think we need? Because I hear different estimates from a lot of people.
I don't even know. I mean, people are so uh, people
Yeah, I
don't have
want
any guts anymore. I mean, they're just going along with everything. I mean, and you know, I guess if you want to live, you really kind of have to. But yeah, you gotta wake these people up, man. Shake them out of their deep sleep, man.
wake up out of your sleep. I seen
It's like
that
Sleeping
somewhere.
Beauty, man. You can't even like you just keep shaking her and she just lays there.
Yeah.
Like, wake up.
Oh, I wanted to just quickly, because I just glanced at the chat. Rumford Chimpenstein, thank you very much for coming. I hope you have a good night, bro.
Oh
He's
yeah, thank you.
yeah,
Appreciate you.
he's just popping out for the night. See you later, brother. Um,
I the name looks familiar from other streams. Yeah,
yeah, and
very cool.
I think he subscribed to my channel too, if I'm not mistaken. Although, I kind of pulled a 2 weeks to flatten the curve on everybody.
Sure, we've caught him. I'm sure we've caught him on some other shows. Yeah,
Yeah, I do. I was just thinking about that earlier when I
yeah.
was about to go live. I was like, man, I literally pulled a 2 weeks to flatten the curve
Two,
on everybody, and I
two,
just disappeared for like 3 months.
2 weeks. It ain't. It's
Yeah,
it's not
cause
even gonna be 2 years. It's gonna be longer.
literally, literally though, I was like, I originally when I was gonna take a break from YouTube, I was like, I'm gonna take a 2 week break, and then now it's like 3 months later, and this is the first that anybody's heard from me, which I find a little funny, but
I had to get you on here. I had to get you on here tonight. I mean, we had to get into this. Uh,
yeah.
okay, so
Yeah, we gotta get
you
into the
wanna
rest of
read?
this bullshit. Yeah. Oh, okay. Get out of here. That's not the right one. That's not what I'm looking for. Fucking Windows, bro. I swear to God. I hate I hate Windows. I hate Windows. End hate. Hashtag end hate. Start by getting
And
rid of Windows. Oh my god. Alright. So
Bill Bates.
hashtag no. Never mind. I can't say that. I can't say that again.
Hashtag end man Linda.
I can't say what I'm gonna say. So we're just on that note. We're just gonna read. We're just gonna read. That's what we're gonna do. Cause I know what I want to say. Anyway,
Don't
they
worry about
also
it.
anticipate less traffic, more people to continue to move away from the big cities and focus on more localized living. You know what I was thinking about, man? Like
That
with
makes no
these
sense.
no, but here's what I think, right? So
Hmm.
obviously with the Agenda 2030, they want to get
Yeah,
us all
exactly.
into these smart cities and all that stuff. But
Yeah,
they
your
also
sewer
want us
tube
in a situation where you don't leave home like ever. So
and
like
be scared to be around people. Yeah.
I don't think they
Everybody's
really anticipated how many people were going to move out of the cities. Like maybe they didn't. So now they're like, well, now they're moving out of the cities. That's why if you noticed, like there's a whole bunch of articles coming out now about how they're like heightening taxes and costs and stuff to people who leave the cities because they want to try to keep people in there as much as possible because that's their control grid. That's where they that's that's how they get you
that's that's where
and
all
they
the
keep
that's where
you in there.
the cell phone towers are and everything too. It's all
Yeah,
contained. Yeah.
all your 5G, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's for another day, but yeah, that's I mean,
Oh yeah. Look what
they're
they're
nuking us.
doing to
They're nuking
California.
us like a microwave. So
Yeah.
and
Jen said,
that's probably affecting people's mental health too.
I'm sure it
All this
is, man.
all the radio waves and
Yeah, it
it's not
is.
like
They were
it's not like our little flip phones back in the day. I mean, we got everything at the touch of our hands.
exactly.
With technology comes a price, and it's really come with a price with how people treat other people. I mean, if you look at social media and the way people talk to each other, it's just disgusting. And the minute you have a counter opinion to somebody, it's like, you're the bad guy.
Yeah.
Um,
I've had experiences where like I'll go on social media and to I'll explain to people like why I don't believe in, let's say, a mask mandate or anything. Cause like frankly and they'll try to get me on a gotcha thing. Like I don't know. Somebody went into this thing about, oh, so you believe in seatbelt laws but not a mask mandate. No, I don't. I don't believe in seatbelt
huh,
laws either. Because if you want to be stupid and kill yourself with a seatbelt, you're an adult. You should be allowed. You should be allowed to
right
decide,
on.
like, to throw yourself out a windshield or something like that. If you're stupid enough to not wear a seatbelt driving 50 miles an hour down a highway, I'm sorry. I can't help you. But the government shouldn't have to help you.
Did you see the picture I posted earlier with the guy on the motorcycle without a helmet wearing a mask?
No, I didn't.
Ah, that's funny. It's like,
Yeah.
and it was a real picture too. It was a real picture.
Good God. Where'd you post that
I
at?
know. I mean, people are so stupid. And you can't argue with irrational people. If somebody's set in their ways, like they're just not gonna listen. And they're gonna go along with the narrative and everybody else. So yeah,
Yeah.
but I guess property taxes are pretty high right now, yeah, if you own anything.
Suzanne said, yeah, I saw a guy on a motorcycle that was wearing a mask but not wearing a helmet. Snap, Sean. That's what she said. She actually. So So, Suzanne, you actually saw
You saw
that in
somebody
real
in
life?
real life
Like,
doing it?
dear God, please tell me you didn't.
I mean, I seen a picture, but I didn't, and it was like a real. life situation, but I never actually saw anybody do it. I seen the ladies in my development months back riding their bicycles with masks.
Oh my god. I've been seeing people, I was driving to work the other day, and I saw, oh yeah, Suzanne did see it in real life. Um, but I was driving to work the other day,
Oh,
and I saw a
okay.
couple of mask wearing people around that were like literally, because I drive through like a segment of town where you really can't, like, you kind of have to be going like really slow and stuff because there are a lot of pedestrians around. So this
Uh-huh.
guy, these two mass-tards, were
Useless
like
eaters?
walking in front of me. Yeah, they were walking in front of me. They didn't really, like, I stopped, and then I had cars beeping at me because they didn't realize that I was stopping because somebody decided to stand in the middle of a road in town for like 30 seconds. And the guy was wearing, like, I don't know if he was wearing one or two masks, but god darn, like, why
And
are,
they're obviously
yeah,
they were walking around with them outside.
yeah,
They
literally
probably
not only
they
just
probably
walking
man,
around,
they
but like,
probably couldn't see where they were going from the oxygen deprivation of their brain. I mean,
yeah,
hey,
like,
it's just,
you
don't
stood
blame them.
they stood in the middle of the street.
Yes, yeah.
In the
Well,
middle of the street.
blame their social conditioning.
Yeah, for real. I guess that's the only thing you really can blame.
Yeah, so okay, so we're at
Yeah, we're
the
at
human behavior is cyclical.
Suzanne's posted Sean's picture. She said, "Alright, I'll look at it
Oh,
later."
cool, okay.
Anyway, they also
Where
okay,
did
so
she
I did
post it?
that. I don't know. I guess you can ask her in chat
Probably
and let
on
me know on the server. Yeah, don't mention
the
any.
FB. Maybe on her FB.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have Facebook, so I don't fucking know
I
what
posted the stream. I was waiting for me to talk crap on there.
that. uh, yeah, I bet. Oh, the first one I heard somebody say, because I
Nah,
originally went off.
nobody said anything. Nobody
No,
said
but like
anything.
the first time I posted like the screen. I scheduled the stream and I messed something up, so I unlisted the first one. But somebody said,
Yeah.
"Can't wait till they nuke New Jersey," and I don't know if that person's around, but goddamn, me neither, bro. All right,
No
so let's.
trolls in the chat, huh? That's pretty good.
Yeah, luckily I'm too small of a channel to really be bothered with
Yeah,
that
I
right
know.
now.
We'd have to make Suzanne a mod or something.
Yeah,
Don't worry, it'll grow.
I'm gonna have to edit my stream after this probably
Hell,
because I think,
it'll grow, man. It'll grow if people like it.
yeah, if I actually freaking post on my channel and don't, flatten the curb on you guys again.
Hey, man,
Oh,
we got some good people in here. I mean,
yeah. I have to
they'll
figure out how to pull this down and edit it
they'll
though, because
support us.
there's like some part of this stream that I really need to edit out. Um. Oh Jesus. Anyway, uh. They also anticipate less traffic, more people to continue to move away from big cities and focus more on localized living. Experts said the shift could change the entire dynamics of where people choose to live once prime real estate is in coveted areas of big cities are abandoned and people continue heading for more open spaces. People who used to live in cities but to be close to work may now live in more sparsely populated communities and work remotely. Human behavior is cyclical. The pendulum swings first in one direction, and then in another, and then back and forth, Blaser said. When you have a pandemic, it moves the pendulum. We've been in an era that is very global, and the pandemic moves us in many ways to be more local, and that's at many different levels.
It's
Which is, I
definitely
think,
global.
again is why they have. I think that's. It's like what a lot of people were saying in the beginning last March, about how one of the reasons for all these gathering limits and stuff that are completely arbitrary is the ability to control how people will gather with each other.
Yeah.
So, because obviously people were getting their jobs taken away, they were getting everything they had taken away, and it was like, okay, now I have now now I'm mad, but now they can't do anything. Now they can't do anything about it if they believe that the Kobe is gonna count how many people are in the house.
Uh-huh.
Oh, sorry. All right.
All right.
I had a feeling we were gonna be here for a while, so I refilled my giant jug of water that I always drink out
I
of.
wasn't sure. Yeah, I know. Luckily I had one little bottle next to me, but yeah, I got to get
I
my stuff too.
I would bang my desk, but frankly,
Yeah.
um,
Well, no, I can't. Mine is glass, so that wouldn't be very smart.
yeah, I
And
don't
there's
really.
stuff on it. And there's stuff on it, so
Yeah, I have a bunch of like parts and things on mine, so it's like make
definitely
more
feel like
effective.
banging my head against the wall sometimes with some of the stuff.
Honestly, I feel like that would be more fun than reading this article.
That's
It's like
it's a fun article. Let's go.
bang your head against the wall, listen to Governor Phil Murphy. Which one would you rather? It's the same result. Okay.
It's Groundhog's Day with that
Yep.
rodent. Uh,
Yeah. Okay.
no
No
matter
matter
what.
what, our pre-pandemic normal will be a distant memory, experts said. But despite these changes, people will yearn for normalcy. If history has taught us anything, we have pretty short memories. Silvera
Yep.
said, we get through one crisis, move on, and we tend to fall back into behaviors that we are most comfortable with. I think we will get there, but it will take a bit longer than some of us are hoping for. Experts are
There's a
quick to
Spanish
point
flu.
out, yep, the Spanish flu
Yeah.
happens to just be the biggest agenda. And wouldn't you know that the Clade X, which was the first exercise that the first one of these pandemic preparedness exercises that I know of
Uh-huh.
was in 2018. So 100 years after the Spanish flu, they started planning this one.
Yep. I believe it. Because everything is 100 years usually with these people.
Yeah, I believe it was Steve Bannon. I believes that separates American history that way, and was saying, I believe back in 2016, I heard him quoting saying that we were due for another like huge country erupting crisis.
Probably due for an earthquake too.
Don't give him any ideas, Sean. Damn it.
I know that they'll weather manipulate that one next. Watch.
Oh
Uh,
yeah. Anyway, experts are quick to point out that the United States' last pandemic, the 1918 Spanish flu outbreak, preceded the Roaring Twenties. They expect a similar wave of euphoria to travel travel among Americans this time around. But once those trips and parties end, the world still won't look as it once did, they warned. As we come out of it, people are going to start putting their toes in the water, said Jeffrey Shaman, professor of infectious disease modular at Columbia University. They're going to start doing more of the things they used to do, but what they peel back and how they peel back is really going to be interesting.
that's what I
So,
said. Interesting sociological phenomenon. That's what it is. It's one big social experiment.
yeah, it is.
Ridiculous. That I got so mad when I read that. I'm like, oh, see? It started out
Oh,
with the beginning of the article, everything. They told you what they were
Kyle.
doing.
Yep.
Kyle's here?
Yeah, Kyle said. Kyle, how you doing, Kyle? Kyle
What do you
says,
got? Oh, there he is. He's in chat now. Okay, I see him. All
yeah,
right.
you all should have heard the people wearing at Target. Why are they wearing their masks? LMAO. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know why any of these minimum wage employees are doing that. I know that in our local Walmart, they've got like, you know, I've shown pictures in our server. I believe I have um of these signs that are literally everywhere now. They're like, get your vaccine to protect other people and protect yourself and all that stuff. And you got people wearing 2, 3 masks, drinking Soylent, and then you got some people around that are awake. But let me see what else that I need, because there's something somebody mentioned earlier in the show that I felt like we needed to look through. Yeah, I don't know. In the meantime, does anybody have any questions or any input that they would like to add in while I look for this other thing? Because I believe that there was somebody that mentioned the influenza rate going down 98% in the year that
Yeah, it
we've
just disappeared,
existed.
didn't it?
Yeah,
I believe it.
influenza just straight up doesn't exist anymore. Now we call it
Right.
COVID-19 because that's how we're doing it. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find this CDC thing. Maybe I can find it myself. We're gonna go on the propaganda machine, the rainbow
The
propaganda machine.
Sadducees, the Sadducees,
Yes, we are.
the CDCs. Very seedy, very shady.
Influenza cases, influenza. Let's see what they say. Uh,
Burl says the flu is a CV.
yeah, it
I thought it
is.
was SARS.
Yeah, but that's all coronavirus,
I thought
like
that's where they took it from. Yeah. Well, I guess that's
cold and
flu too,
flu.
probably.
Yeah, cold and flu are coronaviruses. I believe it was Brill that sent me. It said something in chat about the influenza. Flu and colds are coronaviruses, confirmed by our resident nurse. Thank you, Suzanne.
How about this one?
Hey, you want
NJ.com.
if you'd like to, you can share it. This is our stream about New Jersey, and actually, we're gonna have Kyle jump in for a few minutes with us too.
Yeah, that's cool. Kyle's always got good stuff to say.
Hey, Kyle, what's up, dude?
What's up, guys?
How
Kyle,
you doing?
let's see your face. I don't want
I'm
to be the
actually
only
not
one.
on the computer where I can do that.
All right, all right.
That's fine. I never show my face, so at least I'm not alone.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
would
well,
if I'm not on the
I wouldn't have been showing it if I knew that was there. I don't know how you pulled up my whole name. It's not
So,
cool.
Kyle, what's up, man?
Oh, I just got back from my maskless trip to Target.
How was it?
Well, I was watching from a distance as two other women had come in without their masks, and then I was watching as they walked out, and then I guess the employees didn't realize that I didn't have my mask on either, and they were just completely bad mouthing the two women that came in, and it just cracked me up because they were like, I guess they had their vaccines and they just don't have to follow the rules anymore. And I was just like, oh my goodness, what do you guys define as immune if you don't even believe the associated cure that's been handed to you guys that's fake doesn't work? Then why are you all
I don't know, man. Like, the sense of moral superiority that exists too. Also, I would just like to. I'm actually gonna go on my Twitter, and I'm gonna pull up this. I might pull up this thread just because I was completely freaking flabbergasted by just how stupid this person was. Like you ever have that moment where you just wonder, you wonder how.
My friend Nick's in the chat.
Hi Nick, how are you? I would
Nick's
rather.
cool. He's from Jersey. We should bring him on. If he
Oh, hey
wants.
brother, you wanna hop in and talk a little bit about Jersey, Nick?
He's got a lot to say, I'm sure. He could spit some crap, man.
Nick
He's cool.
Suave Music
Nick's cool,
says.
man. Nick's been on streams like this, I think.
Nick Suave Music says, I would rather bang my head into a wall than deal with Phil Murphy myself, he said.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess he was listening when we were talking about that. That's
Oh
nice.
yeah. What a piece of work.
He's asking how to get in.
Yeah, I can I'm
There
gonna
was
post a link for you, bro.
there was a link up top, I guess,
Yeah,
but
but the
maybe
chat's been pretty
posted
active, so
again. Yeah, they have been talking a lot. That's cool. That's good. I like the
yeah,
participation.
I like the fact that
And
people are participating. I'll
they're
definitely
all yeah.
I'll definitely be doing more of these if you guys are interested in that.
I'm down, man. I don't have a platform that I don't know how to do the video stuff, so I'm definitely down.
Yeah,
I
I'll
mean, I'll figure.
definitely. I'm
I
trying
want
to
to,
find like I'm
I want to
trying to.
put this up on my channel because
Yeah, you're more than welcome
I don't
to.
even have any videos yet.
You're more than welcome to, Kyle. If you want, you can share. You can share
Ah,
some of this too.
you're gonna have to try to
I'm
send it to me somehow.
yeah.
We'll
I'm
talk
gonna
about it
edit
after.
it.
We'll talk about
I'm
it after.
yeah. So basically, I'm trying to find a bit of a balance between like videos and streams now that I'm kind of trying to maybe come back to YouTube. We're gonna add Nick in. Hi Nick, how are you?
What's up? What's up?
There's
What's up,
Nick.
everyone?
Yo, Nick, what up, brother?
What's going on? Yeah, I tuned in. I was like, wow, I just so much relatable stuff, which Sean knows. Me and him discussed too, and it's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? Like, where do I chime in to just agree with everything everyone's saying? So it's like, where do I chime in at this point? Because I'm just listening at this point.
Dude,
Hey,
the chat was lit too. Like, I mean,
Yeah, it was.
would you
man, I
like
was trying my best to get like some info out there, but you know, they're good.
So I was just wondering, Sean. I mean, Nick, what do you think about our lovely horse-like governor?
Let's see. They rated him. Well, first of all, let's talk about what he did today.
Oh yeah, tell me
Nothing
about
this
what he
man
did today.
fucking does ceases to fucking amaze me. He's gonna sit there and tell Georgia, because you know the whole debacle with the whole Georgia voting law.
Yeah.
He's
Oh
gonna
yeah,
sit
I
there
think I saw that on his
He's
Twitter.
gonna
Right?
sit there
He
and
was
tell
throwing a
Delta
bunch
and
of
tell
shade.
the fucking movie theaters and all the film companies down in Georgia that I'll give you the tax break that they won't give you. How about you give your fucking citizens a fucking tax break, you greedy fucking gopher looking fuck?
Oh,
Instead of going down to Georgia and sucking up to Stacey Abrams, how about you friggin' govern? You know your job that you're supposed to fucking do?
Hey Nick, if he goes down to Georgia,
the devil went down to
what
Georgia.
song would we play? There you
Well,
go.
it would be the remix version. It'd be the Beaver goes down to Georgia.
The Beaver. Mr. Ed.
I wish.
A horse is a
wish
horse. A horse is a horse, of course, intercourse.
Yeah, but that guy's never had intercourse in his life that it wasn't paid for.
Yeah, he does. Remember his daughter got married with no restrictions.
Okay, then riddle me this: how did he have a daughter? I'm saying he didn't have intercourse that wasn't paid for. I would be willing to bet somehow that was paid for. There was some kind of favor going on because there's absolutely there's no way.
You're saying
I
she
don't
was
buy
a
it.
test tube baby.
I mean, there's some things we're
Maybe.
not meant to understand, like how the Obamas had kids. I mean, you know.
Oh, that's a whole different thing,
know.
I'm sure. But yeah, Nick, would you like me to pull up the shade about the
I gotta get water.
Would you like me to pull up that thing about the Georgia? Oh yeah, and he was talking so much shit. I was on Twitter earlier. He was talking so much shit about, oh well, we have a free and fair election here. We're allowing mail-in ballots, and then all these people were like, yeah, no, dude.
Wait. And did you see what was it, like 2 months ago? It was reported in the news. I think that not what was hasn't been confirmed in the presidential election, but those two people in Patterson got busted for ballot harvesting.
No, I didn't see that. You want me to pull that up?
Yeah, it should be on NJ.com. 2 city officials in the city of Patterson.
Freaking NJ.com. My God.
It's on North Jersey, doc. It's on one of them.
And okay, what is it? Well, I'm just gonna look up Patterson, New Jersey ballot harvesting and see what comes up.
Or put up Patterson, New Jersey arrested. I know that's kind of like arrested voting fraud. There you go.
Yeah, but Nick, we already touched on this before. I mean, it's not an election; it's a selection.
Yeah,
so
but it's just the fact that
we were going to get the same outcome no matter what.
Yeah, and you know,
They didn't want
Murphy.
the president to be the big orange guy, you know?
Yeah, well, you want to know one of the other reasons they didn't want him? Because guess what comes up on May 1st?
What's that?
The treaty that Trump signed with Afghanistan to end the fucking war. And guess what's happening right now?
We're bombing all these countries again.
The treaty's coming up on May 1st, and the military contractors just told Joe Biden that if he pulls the military out of Afghanistan, they're all going to sue him.
Oh, God. I didn't know that.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
All the Halliburtons and all those people that Bush put over there, like that he was paying on the side, and obviously Obama was paying too, and obviously Biden was paying because he was a senator back then. They told Joe Biden today, you pull troops out of Afghanistan, we're going to sue the fuck out of you. Like all the contractors were suing you. But then 3 days ago, when I posted this the other day, ISIS told America, get the fuck out, has agreed to the fucking contract. We're bombing you again. We're going to take more of your troops hostage and kill more people.
Yeah, notice how when the other guy was in office, we weren't bombing countries. Now we are again.
Well, with Trump, all we did was that one execution of al-Baghdadi, but I mean, that was just because they were talking shit.
Yeah.
And you notice as soon as Trump got in, they were all running their mouth. Fuck you, Iran. All of them run their fucking mouth. He kills al-Baghdadi and Soleimani. Now all of a sudden, you didn't hear a word out of Iran. They shut the fuck up after that. They were like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, because he's Obama, where he's talking shit about you on TV, but then sending you fucking money behind the scenes with our taxpayer dollars, which people said, oh, Obama wasn't doing that. Yeah, now through all the declassified documents, it came out that in his second term, he was sending them money. It was 2012. You know, the SEAL Team 6 operation? The whole reason.
Which one was that? Was that the
where they allegedly killed Osama bin Laden?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure I was
fucking.
On the right page.
First of all, there's been saying that that's not true, but then again, we don't know, right? But
yeah, I mean,
what we do know is that right before the quote unquote assassination of Osama bin Laden, he sent Iran a whole bunch of money, like where's he at type shit. But then Iran, it was pretty much like a tell me where he is and we're going to send you money. But they also had damning information on Obama if he didn't send them money because he almost wasn't going to send them the money.
Oh, shit. Plot
I think
thickens.
it had to do with Benghazi. That's what they didn't want people to know.
Yeah.
I've got a book somewhere.
Kyle was saying
I was
something.
going to say that it looks like our military is requesting more money because they want to build some kind of long-range missile system in the Pacific aimed at China.
Wow.
That was on Zero Hedge.
You know the whole China thing is gonna be pushed. I mean, there's a reason that the
we don't want
to
mess with them.
There's a reason that the Big C thing apparently started out in China. No.
Well,
but
I can see if I can find it and I'll put it in the private chat and you can bring it up, Hells. But they've think it was on Reuters. They've been making some interesting propaganda, like
Oh, yeah.
pictures. See if I can get this.
Yeah,
I
if you
saw
could,
it.
if you could do that, I would definitely appreciate it if you could put it in the private chat for me so I could pull it up for you.
Yeah, no, this stuff was it's pretty blatant. It reminds me of the kind of stuff you used to see like babies on bayonets and stuff from World War I that would trick people. And they're basically where is it? Did they like pull it off their Twitter page? Basically they were even making the media just KKK members, and they were acting like we've just got these giant slave fields. It's really ridiculous. It's really dangerous imagery.
Yeah, I would like to see that because there's like there's a certain level to this propaganda that we're hitting at this point that I think it's important.
Let me see. I have to go through all my reposts apparently because they're trying to bury
There's
stuff.
there's no level of propaganda that these evil people can reach. They keep climbing higher and higher and higher.
All right, I found it. Posting it right now for you. Yeah, they are shown. It's disgusting. There you go. So there's the Twitter feed right there.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna go ahead and pull that up for us right now. You popped it in the private chat here, so let's see. I wonder if I'm. Oh yeah, I was actually gonna go ahead and also after this, I'm gonna pull up a Twitter thread. I think I posted it in our Discord. Do you remember how mind blowing that thread was? The one that I made that response to, where I was telling the person the value of choice. I shouldn't have to tell the adult. I shouldn't have to tell an adult the value of the ability to make choices for yourself. Like I really shouldn't. But apparently I did have to. Guess I have to log back into Twitter. I'm sorry. I didn't think I logged myself out.
I'm posting another one that a friend has been putting together. He's been compiling every single vax injury.
Okay, that's good to know. I was actually
a lot of them, huh?
I've actually been working with Suzanne on something about that. But definitely gonna be something we're gonna have to talk about on this channel too.
Hi, Jen.
Alright, where on earth is my... Okay, I'm like logged back into Twitter now, so I should be able to get this up. Is Jen in here too?
She was heading out for the night.
Oh, I was about to say, how does she get... I was like confused for a second. I thought maybe...
Yeah, I didn't see that. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so
Nice.
thank you, Kyle. I'm gonna go ahead and pull one of these up.
Yeah.
Is it the Chinese digital art thing? Yes, okay. Whew, boy. This stream is not gonna stay up. I'm gonna have to take it down and edit it for something anyway, but I know that even when I put it back up, it's not gonna stay.
Yeah, just save it, man. You don't have to edit it. Screw it.
No, but I'm pretty sure.
I don't want to be edited.
No, I'm not editing anything we said. I just think something showed up on the bottom of the screen that shouldn't have.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't looked at it yet.
What, you think it's a strike?
No, I think it's like my name or something. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Remember I said to watch the algorithms. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't want to get in trouble for anything stupid. So.
Easier said than done nowadays.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, look, I already know that this. I already know that as soon as I start posting regularly on this channel, it's gonzo. But
You might get I don't know. You might get away for a little bit. They've been kind of leaving me alone. I mean, I'm not allowed to post. Apparently, I get copyright checked like immediately. Like I couldn't even post something the other day because I saw something on the show and I was like, "Are you serious? You have like it was like a cartoon and it was just showing." I showed it on one of my streams, but basically that they were like the elite plan is to like completely sterilize the youth and leave only certain adults able to reproduce. Dude, it was like wicked stuff, and I was like, man, why does this not remind me of the old Germany?
Well, we are the old Germany.
Oh,
And
we're the
it's something funny too. It's funny to me because we're so
Yeah,
critical of like certain regimes, but we're pretty much
yeah.
exactly the same. It's like if we criticize them hard enough, nobody will pay attention to us. That's what it's gonna be. All right.
Mhm.
So Chinese digital art mocks Western criticism of labor conditions. So
labor conditions.
like, look, some of our companies at this point are not great, and like that's I think I was telling I was telling Sean this. What we're seeing a lot now in the news about like with all this labor and all this stuff, and everybody starting to complain about working conditions. It's not because I mean, obviously there are a lot of places around where the working conditions aren't good. You know, I've heard a lot of stories about like working at Lowe's where there are giant rats. I've seen videos of that and stuff. But
Look what's
like
going on with Amazon right now.
yeah, Amazon too. But the reason that I'm thinking about these things is because it's all part of the restructuring. I talked a little bit earlier in the stream about how, you know, a lot of companies are restructuring, like Best Buy for example, just fired most of its workforce and is going completely online.
Yep.
And
It's like we're doing right now.
That sucks.
Amazon is getting chastised for their working conditions. You got FedEx now too, and like all different stuff going on. And it's not about like obviously these working conditions are terrible, and it's a problem. But the reason that they're being brought to the public right now isn't because of anything that's going to help the public. It's because people are going to be clamoring for better working conditions or more pay or something like that, and then they're going to come in with the solution of the robots.
Yeah, well, it's funny because today I was reading something about the proposed tax plan that Joe Biden wants to add to the fourth stimulus. And you remember how we were saying that if they raise the corporate tax, that they're going to just do the same thing they used to do. They're going to outsource jobs to China again.
Yes.
Well, he's trying to put a tax in there for you to outsource the company now too. So think about it. If they can't outsource the jobs to China, right, or for dirt cheap fucking labor, they're not going to pay to live here. So what's the other solution? Automation. There you go.
Yep, that's how it's gonna go. That's how it's always gonna end.
If his tax plan passes, I mean, it already started under Obama. We're just going to see at a much faster pace under him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think hell, so have you ever looked into THX 1138? I've covered it a little bit on I would talk about it a lot of time in the Discord sometimes, but I don't think you were
No,
around when
I don't think I have seen that.
look up THX 1138.
Oh, is that other 2028 plan?
That's essentially like once everything is said and done, it's like you got the underground like super city that they've built. It's the police are completely robotic and machines.
Oh my God, it sounds
Children.
like Demolition Man. Anybody ever see that
They
movie?
have them under. They have
What's
them
that?
under where Kyle lives.
Anybody
Yeah,
ever see
actually,
Oh yeah.
under
Demolition
DIA,
Man?
yeah. Say that one more time.
And also under Disney.
Yeah, I'm not so Disney's underground little passageways only go so far, and they really only are built underneath the Magic Kingdom actually. And like they
Okay.
have those there's so many people running around down there now. That doesn't I'm not saying nefarious things don't happen there, and they do have I think Club 33 is actually located in California at the original Disneyland. They might have built a replica in Florida. and they used to keep the door painted with the special hidden green type of paint, so you would never kind of like normal people wouldn't just like walk right by it unless they have the right type of photosensitivity in their eyes.
Oh wow.
And but like it is interesting because Disney did make their whole the way they acquired Florida was by aiding the military with training videos and other nefarious things. So
And Monsanto.
Satan.
You know, I mean, well, they have 666 right in their name. I don't know why everybody loves it so much and keeps supporting it. I don't know.
It's just
Did
like I
you
think it's
guys
just
see what they're doing now with the 101 Dalmatians movie?
it's not
They're
even 101 Dalmatians. It's just Corella,
she's
right?
like
The
she's a
Belle.
heroine and the dogs are the bad ones. Like
I thought are the
What?
dogs actually in
I
it?
don't know.
I thought it was just gonna be about her being some kind of
Yeah,
egotistical.
there's 3 dogs and they all have like black demon eyes and they're growling and vicious.
Jesus.
Remember 101 Dalmatians back in the day? They were all these cute little innocent puppies, like
Yeah, I do. I
the
remember
mom and
that.
dad.
Well, I mean, right
Now
away
they're
as I
inverting
pull it
that
up,
too.
they've
They're
as
inverting that
always
too.
they've always had the black and the white on her hair, right, to show the symbolism of the left to the right, conquer divide.
And then devil.
Yeah. Well, she's always been the devil. Yeah.
If you see the
Emma
if you see
Stone.
the actual trailer to it too, like her license plate says devil.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
Wow. Disney grooms children. Yeah, you're right, man. Like it really does.
Disney's evil. I don't know.
It
Disney's very
is,
evil.
but like
I'm
before,
sorry, People don't want to hear that.
you know what I've noticed with our programming the past couple of like, I don't know, like I don't know how long this has been going on really, but I've been very very cognizant of it for a while. Our programming has become more and more hopeless, scary, disturbing. Like the things that were cute and funny, there's not a whole lot of that anymore without some kind of horribly disturbing scene. And I even noticed it when I was growing up. Like all of our kids shows had like these really horribly disturbing like scenes and stuff in them.
Oh, I mean, like even going back to like things like when I was younger, I like Ren and Stimpy. Like when me and Sean
Yeah,
were all kids, you remember
I
that,
was
right?
gonna mention that. Yeah,
They had a bunch of like anal sex kind of
anal sex with
imagery
the
like all
saw.
over the place. Yeah, with the saw. Oh, that's not just the only one. There's a bunch. They're constantly showing butts everywhere, and they're slapping their butts all the time, and they're like sticking things. Dude, it's all over the place in there. There's so much.
Wow.
And like the content creator for that guy, he was like back and forth, allegedly getting in trouble. But it's like, but you guys kept the programming the entire time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I just I don't know if this is really worth doing, but I actually had a thread on Twitter. Like this Chinese digital art thing is crazy. Like look at this. Like Chinese like mocking our racial division and stuff like that is crazy, but like I also just wanted to read a Twitter thread I responded to, the one on that I posted on the Discord server, just because it's like mind blowing. It's just I think it's a
Yeah.
good
Go
I think
for
it's
it.
a good way to capture the mindset that we're seeing kind of pop up a little bit. I don't know if you've noticed, guys. Have you felt like the heat in the pot has been being risen like exponentially since they started like rolling out the vaccine? Like you start seeing people get more and more mad at people who don't want it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been feeling that, and I'm honestly quite disturbed. I just want to read to you the mindset that I'm noticing growing. I honestly, when I read this freaking thread, I almost couldn't believe that this is a real person. I'll probably blur out the name later, but uh Where did that go? Okay. So this person said, "My thoughts on the overblown vaccine card issue. If you want vaccines, go ahead and get them. If you don't, don't. But if private enterprise prefers customers, this isn't the thing yet, folks. That's their prefers vaccinated customers. This isn't a thing yet, folks. That's theirs to choose. Other countries, and if other countries refuse those without one, and will happen, it's not like those crying over their right to choose are taking worldwide trips anyway. I got mine because death by COVID scares me. I walk over a bridge to Canada and I want it again soon. But, big but, if you say it's your right to choose for your body, make sure you want that to be for everyone, for their right to choose their body too. And it won't be because selective outrage is the new thing on all sides. As for me and mine, we just want to stay alive and enjoy our lives. You do you, but don't cry when you can't get into places you never wanted to get in before or do things you never had interest in. Don't let the outrage speakers rile you up for no reason. My advice, turn off Fox, Outrage Network, do your homework, protect your family, live your life. Hashtag vaccinated, staying alive, you do you. That's the mindset. That is the mindset in a nutshell, which is why I read this here. It's nothing against this person, although I think they're an idiot. But, like, seriously, look at this mindset. I think you should have personal choice, but, I think you should have to. I think if you don't make the choice I like, you shouldn't be able to get into stores or anything like that anymore.
Do you know
Yeah.
who Edward Bernays is, Hells?
I do,
Yep.
yes.
So like
Yeah.
The greatest propagandist of all time, right?
right. So like did you know that he was the guy that was behind getting us all to eat bacon and eggs every morning here in America, right?
Yes, I do. I
So
do know
that's
that.
the exact form of propaganda they've been using to
Hello,
get
heart
everyone.
attack.
Yeah, hello heart attack.
Hello,
was
cholesterol.
It's the same kind of philosophy.
Nice
If we
to
can
meet
get
you.
the physicians to say this, then the people will believe anything in the lab coats. And I mean, it goes obviously. It's so
It's
much
the same
deeper than
thing
that.
it's the same thing with cigarettes.
Yeah,
Back
cigarettes.
in the 1920s, people were starting to, like, cancer rates were on the rise, and people were starting to wonder about, hey, so, like, is there something wrong with these cigarettes? And so the big tobacco companies' solution was to get doctors to say, "Oh, I recommend these cigarettes and this cigarette and whatever," and like that's how that happened. They started paying doctors to recommend, let's say, menthol cigarettes over regular ones or whatever, and just say, "Look, oh, this one's like good for your throat, and this one does this, and this one does that."
Do you know that at one time the cigarettes were a medical solution, though, under the Native Americans?
Yeah.
That's something complete. The way they use it, though, like because I study shamanism, and the way they go about doing that is different. And one of the books I actually have is called "The Two Serpents," which everyone would probably like. It's got the two serpent imagery, which actually they form DNA, and basically they when they inhale the tobacco, first off, it's all done in a spiritual sense, and
Right.
they actually do use it as like a hallucinogen. And so when they're usually using it they'll use it to like put themselves in some kind of state, and they'll blow the smoke on the individual, like wherever the individual's claiming that they're having pain. And somehow, I mean, there's been people that came from America that were like their babies were diagnosed to be, just about ready to die. And they would go to these guys, and these guys would literally like save these children's lives. It was one of the most miraculous things that was,
I learned
documented.
about this when I was in my teens from my aunt. That's how I learned about all this shit. Like, I have family that's like Native American, so like I've been to like 2 reservations, and I met some of the old timers when I was like really young. So like I learned about so much stuff. Like, what? They did that? Like, that's crazy. Like, I wouldn't even think any of that, but that's the truth.
Yeah, one of the things that always tripped me out was like right before in history that we started doing agriculture, those guys were pretty much approached by a lot of different forms of hunters and gatherers, and they went and allegedly they claim that they had done a little bit of ayahuasca and then came back and had taught everybody how to like farm seasons and all this stuff. They just started figuring all this stuff out. It's interesting stuff. I think Benjamin Stewart is actually a really good guy to he's got a channel and he goes over a lot of that kind of stuff.
Who, Benjamin Stewart? I'll
Yeah,
check it out.
he's a real cool guy. He made the films Esoteric Agenda, Chromatica, my favorite one on Grip, which goes into law. And he actually he interviews this family, the Page family in Canada, who actually did buy their own land, and then they made themselves 100% self-sufficient, where they produce their own electricity, water. They have all their cattle and everything. Their house is completely was built out of tires and such, because they would use the since the rubber is just going to be around forever, and I wouldn't personally want to be around the rubber and stuff, but they were trying to utilize everything that was on the land to build their homestead. And what's really interesting though is how they battle the governments over there and how they tear them to pieces. They just use law, and every time they back them into a corner, and it's one of the most impressive things. It's where they're kind of considered really heavily a part of the sovereign movement, because they were really that documentary had propelled a lot of people to actually go and pick up books of law and learn what the different bodies of law are, what the corpus juris secundum is. And that's all really important stuff, because there's so much stuff that they're even today like they're trying to change the wording to what does it mean to bear arms, right? And like, if you go back and look through the corpus juris secundum and even the letters of the founding fathers, there's so much information there that they had known that we were to develop tons of different type of weaponry. These guys were it's pretty interesting stuff when you get into all that.
Yeah, it seems like it would be, and I feel like there are a lot of lessons that we can take from like Native Americans and those who are like those who have had to battle governments for their self-sufficiency in like a lot of different situations.
You want to hear a funny thing that Colorado did today?
Yes, I do.
I think we donated 13 bison to the Native Americans.
Oh, how magnanimous of you guys.
Very generous.
I was laughing when I saw that. I was like, yeah, Polis, you're doing your thing. You're just getting up there
They
with your
should've-
first gentleman.
They should
Virtue
have gave them
signaling.
back.
Virtue signaling, man.
Yep.
That's all it
goodness.
is. That's all there is to it.
Have you it's interesting, if you want to follow somebody in Colorado Hells that and they feature this creature on CNN and other places, and me and Suzanne did a whole little show on it, but Dr. Comilla, and I'll send her to I'll bring a link to one of her tweets so you can follow her, but she was part of the Batman hooting that happened here. And
Ooh.
she's a legend. This is the propagandist woman that they like to bring up everywhere. She's their TV doctor that's always encouraging pregnant women to get the vaccine because it'll keep you all safe.
Yep, that's how it goes, man. It does.
Yeah. Wait till that leaks out into the breast milk.
Oh God, the prostitutes.
Oh, yep.
That's probably
You
one of my
think a
favorite
little baby? You
songs.
think a little baby wants to be drinking a
Mine
vaccine
too.
when they're newborn? I don't.
That's why I was bringing up actually THX 1138 because, and I'm pretty sure
No.
Jeff had gone into this sometimes. He had to have. I'm sure I must have missed it. He was making so much content, but like they
I'm
really
sure he did.
show children with what looks like intravenous vaccines. It's just 24/7 just being injected into them. They just wear this little like bracelet that's constantly injecting drugs into them. And then the adults, they just take a blue or red pill depending on what the television face comes up. And mind you, this is the film that George Lucas used to propel his himself to making Star Wars and getting Joseph Campbell, who's if you don't know who Joseph Campbell is, he's one of the great philosophers that the Hollywood elites love to hire because they're too stupid to really understand half the stuff. So they hire other people to come up and gather all the philosophies for them, basically. Like I know Steven Spielberg has a team of like 12 to 13 people usually that are doing all the research and like putting everything together, like what all imagery he should be putting into the film. And so like I think that side of Hollywood is one of the most interesting things when you think about a propaganda firm and like how much work, like they show so many names up there on the credits, and then you do like, yeah, we all know that there's a good amount of people that are going to be in the know and a lot of other creative people that are going to not be in the know because they're just not going to be okay with certain things. But in order to get them to work on these things, that's why you do the kind of trickery and secretive nonsense. Not every like it's like kind of what KJ says, how not everybody is in on the nonsense. What I'm
Yeah,
waiting.
if everybody was in on the ruse, then obviously somebody would come clean. I hate that argument though. Like I really do hate the argument of like, well, if there was a giant conspiracy, they would make sure that like somebody would have told the truth. First of all, people do sometimes, and they get in trouble, and a lot of those people just happen to be they just happen to disappear somewhere, be gone.
Oh, you mean
Second
like
of
pretty
all-
much like anybody related to the Clintons for like 20 years?
Well, yeah, that's a whole big thing, isn't it?
Well, they blackmailing is like another tool that these creatures also use. So like you never know. Like I had a buddy who for whatever reason he listened to me a bunch. Give little lectures on ancient philosophy and antiquity and secret societies, and so he came over and he found one of my books on the Golden Dawn. And like I only have it for research purposes, and if I can identify what rituals are in this, and I can point it out to other people, basically. But he decided that he would follow this path and try to join these guys, and somehow along the way he gets invited to a party that he describes to me being exactly like what Eyes Wide Shut is. And I just kind of like calmly stare at him. I'm like, wait, so you were in a room where everyone like is wearing a mask. They're all wearing robes, and there was a naked woman on this table, and there was a priest, essentially not a real priest, but their Baphomet priest, over it with an incense carrier, doing some kind of rotating it in some kind of direction, doing essentially a spell or ritual, and they were casting on everybody, and I'm just thinking to myself, what kind of human being? I mean, this scared him enough to stay out of this. And I'm not sure how. I don't even care about the details, honestly. But I just, looked at my buddy and was like,
Fuck.
"Wow, man! Like, what are you getting yourself into?" Like, and this is, after I've warned a lot of people, like, hey, there's certain towers, like, say down in downtown Denver, where the people that control are like all of Denver and the state of Colorado. They like to congregate there, and it's really super creepy. There's a bunch of crazy, the buildings are all built in a certain fashion, and there's tunnels underneath that connect them all. So and I've literally since working in the whole DJ field and stuff for a little bit, I came across a person known as Nina Flowers. And while I was talking with Nina Flowers, she was a drag queen, and I try to be as open because I'm working a lot with a bunch of interesting folks in this industry. And in the midst of the conversation, I hear the guys talking about how much money is being spent around Denver and how much our mayor of Denver is getting involved with the club tracks because they want to get more straight people in there. And I've heard this on two different instances. One time I was there to for trying to get a DJ gig that was going to happen, and then just too much disgusting nefarious things was going on in this meeting. Not only were they talking about all the money they were spending to get the straight crowd in there, and like how they were going to design this like sports bar essentially because they need to have some kind of hook on why they should go there, and they were basically going to start advertising that it's a great place to pick up on women. And there's a lot of people that were before the whole Coco happened. There were a lot of people that show up there and try to drug people and stuff. And so eventually, let me backtrack. What's creepy about this Tracks Club was in our lifetime, it was at one point 16 and up.
16 and up.
And so you can imagine what people were showing up and doing there, and getting young minors involved. And you think about how Colorado is always kind of like a center of the occult in the United States. Other than, Georgia's a really important spot because they built their laws there. In Colorado, though, Queen Beatrix and other nefarious creatures, they've all been buying land actually out by Denver International Airport.
Oh wow. Yeah, of course. Freaking Denver International Airport is a whole thing here, isn't it? It's a whole big. Now, I believe that even Jeff obviously talked about Denver International Airport, but
Rockets
Grace,
did too.
everybody
yeah,
knows about the murals and stuff that we've got there. And
yeah,
there's a few that they've actually removed over time.
yeah. I
And
was actually just about to ask you about that. That's why I brought it up. I was like, isn't it true that they removed a bunch of them?
they're just holding them
And
in a certain spot.
they got
What's
rid of
up?
the talking gargoyle too.
Did they get rid of it? I thought they might have done that. I mean, so they're
I
spending about
heard they did. I haven't been there. I don't know, but
they
I
all of a
heard.
sudden tore up the entire infrastructure of the inside of the airport, claiming that they had to excuse me, a little bit too much on the edibles. They had to take care
Yeah,
Some
fix
creepy
some of the
pictures,
building
man.
and everything. Stop it. And
Wasn't like kids dying and flames and
Yeah.
stuff, like wild.
Yeah.
Man.
No, there's a bunch of really weird, creepy stuff that goes on down there, and people go missing and stuff. I mean, that you can go. At one point, you could live down in there. Like it was creepy. Like you just once you got past security, you just never had to board a plane, and they didn't really kick anybody out. So like people were like homeless people would just go buy a plane ticket, and then they'd just be traveling from terminal to terminal on the train, and then showering and basically in the bathrooms and stuff. Like it was gross. But
Right.
besides that, no, they're holding onto the murals and the gargoyle. If they did move the gargoyle, I could have sworn that was in a common area that is not being renovated. They claim that they're renovating, but it's $2 billion they're spending on this. And the last time I checked, they had still not even completely finished spending all the money from the last time from just like constructing this thing. And it's interesting because the airport we had prior to that was just as technological, had plenty of runways, and was perfect to be what it was. And instead, they completely decided we're going to get rid of this, and that was in the heart of pretty much close to Denver, if I recall. And then they're like, we're going to build this thing all the way out there. Yeah, it's got the whole swastika kind of like looking black sun worship, because these guys are even. A lot of the people in the occult societies in the United States were the people that were funding the Order of the Black Sun from inside here, where they could be safe. And that's why Prescott Bush, me and Brill go into this all the time. Prescott Bush, IBM, JP Morgan, all those guys, so many were completely funding experiments and other things. So when you even talk about the vaccine that they're pushing, and Grace covered a little bit of this, but like in places like Auschwitz, they were doing tons of injections on people and sterilizing them, and not just by like making it so that say you're infertile, but changing people to be genderless or another gender. And man, it's disgusting. I mean, even you just put in child experiments Auschwitz, and it'll bring up so many nefarious freaking pictures. I mean, and one of the things that's even disturbing today is when you see how they're like coaxing parents to
I
stand
believe it.
certain far away from your kids. They're slowly conditioning people to let the state take control of their kids. And even the fact that they're using the words testing, and they're testing on children and babies and infants. And I think were going over like the pregnant women. Suzanne had brought it up in the chat. I mean, how with the pregnant women are taking it, and then or if they're lactating and they're completely breastfeeding at the time, and then the kids are all getting sick through that. I mean, there's this is stuff that they've been like perfecting.
Yeah, I had brought it up. Yeah,
it goes back to
I didn't
like
see that she said it, but yeah, I brought it up anyway. Yeah.
But yeah, going back to World War II, it even prior to that, they were doing a lot. These guys have been trying to figure out how to like completely conquer, all of humanity.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna show you guys a clip that I think is relevant here. I'm gonna paste this here actually, but This was, I believe, the posting date was in 2016, but I believe that it dates back a little earlier than that. I can't confirm it. If anybody recognizes this clip, please let me know when this actually occurred. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen. Because, this whole thing of the state controlling your children, they've been at this for a long time. It's just because of the Kobe, they have been. I just realized something. I should probably make sure Nick is here and alright. But anyway, like, children belonging to the community is not a new thing. It's just that they have been, like, conditioning. Like, you can see this clip I'm about to play for you. Back in 2016, you had this MSNBC host saying this. You can hear that, right?
No, you're.
No.
Okay, I had to make I wanted to make sure, so I'm gonna go ahead and fix that. I'm sorry. I will get better at this, I think.
No, it's not
It's
easy
alright.
messing with, especially through StreamYard.
Yeah, I don't know how
Yeah,
to
it's
do
like this is my first time even trying this, and I thought I would have a slightly easier time than I have been with this. So
it. It's went pretty
let's
well.
fix that. Yeah, it went well as soon as I got it going. As soon as I figured out what the hell I was supposed to do. All right. Yeah. So I'm gonna try to fix this audio thing. Ah, I know what I did wrong. Should work now. Cause I'm a boomer. Freaking eyes to see was right.
Hey, you're the youngest one here, man.
Yeah, I am. That's the problem. Oh, where did my freaking browser window I was gonna show this on go now? God damn it. I can't get it to come back up on my StreamYard thing, and I don't want to start showing all my tabs. Alright. Aha, here it goes. Here it is. I unboomered myself. See if you can hear it now.
I
Does it
can't.
work? It does not. It still okay. It still doesn't work. Anybody else having audio issues, or is it? I'm
No,
hearing it.
I'm not hearing it.
If you can play it through your speakers, your microphone should be able to pick it up. Is that what you're trying to do?
No, I was just playing it through like audio because these I didn't do my computer speakers because I didn't think it was gonna sound as good.
That not only if you just do it through your computer speakers, it can degrade the audio enough as for the copyrights to leave you alone.
Oh, okay. Let me undo the I'll fix this then. Actually, if any of you, I'll give Kyle the ability to share his screen so that I can I'll do that. That way, and I will send you. I will send you a thing to. I'll send you a link.
Okay. Let me open
Let
up.
me
Hold on. I can do
Let
it.
me
Send me
see
the
if I
link.
can do
You don't need
that.
to do that. I will. Here, yeah. You can send me the link. I need to open up a different computer so I can play audio through that. Hold on.
Windows is being so sketchy. Sorry. Bill Gates.
Microsoft is trying to acquire Discord, right?
Oh yeah, I was hearing about that.
Yep. I know.
Honestly,
I know.
I'm like slightly surprised that this hasn't that they didn't that they waited all the way till now to do this. But
Sure.
I'm still deeply upset by it. Deeply upset.
Yeah, it's not cool.
No, it's cool at all.
Let me take my screen off that.
Yeah.
It's like as soon as you show my screen, I'm like looking through some
Yeah.
content
I forget how to. I
there.
forget it. I'm not sure how to do that. Honestly, this is like literally my first time ever doing this on here.
Let's see here. So I think let's see, how am I gonna do this? I'm gonna have to like do it through two computers. This is gonna be like awesome. So there might be a little like the audio might be a tiny
Sketch.
bit.
Yeah, sketchy.
Is that on YouTube or is that on Twitter?
It is on YouTube. I have
Okay.
it on. I'll send it in the private chat. Can you? Are you gonna be able to play this?
Yeah, I'm gonna play it from. Well, I'm gonna share the video. Well, from my screen, and then when she send me it, and then I'm gonna turn my mic over to my speakers. I'm gonna hit play on both computers at once.
I'm sure it'll sound really good.
I just hope that there's no feedback with them. No, there shouldn't be any feedback. It's not feeding the mic. All right. Okay, I see it. So let's see. Click that. All right, hold on. Now I just gotta see here.
Yeah, I sent it. I put it in the private chat.
All right, so I'm on that. So maybe if I go to my library now on, let's see, history on this computer. Come on, you. Let's see. Give me 1 second. I gotta like email me. I'm sorry about this. I'm not as tech savvy as I should be. Let's see here.
I am a total boomer when it comes to streaming, and I have like no excuse for it at all. I don't know if Eyes to See is listening, but damn it.
All right, almost ready. Yeah, open that up. We have stop. We don't do such things. We need both things to play together. This is gonna be
Foolish. Is there anything I need to do to be able to like let you share the screen?
It should just let me. It looks like do it. So let's see here.
Yeah, I don't think
It's
I
an
made
MSNBC host, or yeah.
Yeah, that one. That's the one I just sent you.
Can everyone
Okay,
see my screen?
we're gonna go ahead and add you to the stream. Yeah, now you should be good.
All right. So am I added?
Yes,
everyone see
you're
my
good.
screen?
I
Alright.
can see you. Anybody have any issues in the chat?
We have never invested as much in public education as we should have because we've always had kind of a private notion of children. Your kid is yours and totally your responsibility. We haven't had a very collective notion of these are our children. So part of it is we have to break through our kind of private idea that kids belong to their parents or kids belong to their families and recognize that kids belong to whole communities. Once it's everybody's responsibility and not just the households, then we start making better investments.
Alrighty.
Imagine them saying that when I was growing up. Ha!
Amazing. It's truly amazing, isn't it?
It is.
Like
was
it's
crazy.
such, and that was the upload date on that, and like I said, I'm pretty sure that the video is a few years older than that. But the upload date on that was all the way back in 2016. I don't know about you guys in 2016, but I still had some thoughts. Like I still was kind of sitting there thinking, okay, well maybe, I mean, we're not too far. Like maybe we can shape up and stuff. And 2016 was when I was like, 2016 was around the time when I really, really, really got invested in the Agenda 2030 aspect of things. So, also, good night, Camille. Thank you very much for stopping by, and good night to everybody I haven't that's left that I haven't said anything to in a little bit. Man, but like when I was starting to get really invested in the Agenda 2030 aspect, it was like, I remember being in 2016 and I was like, God damn, if I could just get people to see this just long enough. Just long enough. Maybe we still have some time. I didn't think like 5 years later that it would be this. I didn't think it was gonna be. Like, I didn't think it was gonna be like this. I thought we had a few more years, and I think Kyle and I on a different podcast talked about that. Or I know I talked about it on Jeff's show. I know I talked about it somewhere on YouTube where I was like, I really thought we had a couple more years, and I don't think I was the only one.
No,
Yeah,
no one.
same here.
Well, I think what we all figured it was going to go a lot slower too. It was going to
Yeah,
be built
that's
up
kind
so
of
that
what
they
I
could.
was meaning.
I thought they were going to do it
Yeah.
but I think there was a lot of different factors. They'd already chosen. I thought, from my understanding, things were supposed to start to kick off in 2016, and I honestly do think there was something like happened along the way, but I don't know. I think they were trying because like they were keeping the numbers. If you go look back, it was like they were keeping the numbers like perfect, and then something happened in the middle of the night, and they were like, "Hey, back." They're like, "Uh-oh, something's wrong," and then that's when they were like, "Well, this is it." It worked well with the plan, anyways, right? Maybe you guys think it's all 100% staged. I think that literally they were been working on building it up so they could control everything, at least when it comes to
do.
elections. But I think that they've been using different forms of propaganda in the beginning, like when Obama came on, like a lot more people started like immediately were like after his first 4 years had turned completely against it and they started building up. So it's possible it would have just easy to use the Orange Ogre that way. But I think no matter what, they were going to use Orange Ogre. He was always part of the plan to use the Orange Ogre, battling, they would have had him come back like they're having him do right now. And to me, that's a whole. I'm really sick of that little cretin. I mean, they're all just got their tentacles everywhere. Like he's part of them. I'm not saying that he, I just think it wasn't. The plan had been a little bit messed up. Like they've been messing up a little bit. I don't think nothing's going according to 100% plan. I think there's a lot of things that are working well at this point in time, but like there's so many things that are also like the fact that they had to come out with the CDC and just kind of really lay down that really weird fear porn. Like, was it yesterday? Is it on the 1st they came out? And she's like, oh no, it was on the 31st. I guess she's like, oh my god, we've been working so hard, and they're all gonna, the fourth wave is upon us, and I'm so terrified of every little aspect. You got to believe.
If you don't get your vaccine, you're gonna kill us all, and I'm scared, and I don't want to. Like that, basically. I'm like just a groveling idiot. Like, please get your vaccine. We're working really hard to keep you safe, but you can't be safe if you don't get your vaccine.
I don't know. It's hard
Like
for me.
I'm with you guys.
What do
I
you
think.
think? Sorry, Sean.
What do I think? I think the plan's been in the work for a long time, and I think they were seeing how people were going to react, and they've gotten even better with it now by watching what people are doing on social media, between the algorithms and the way people react to things. Yeah, there's a lot of bullying. A lot of people attack somebody, if they,
Yeah.
and then if you don't apologize for it, like they want, and you shouldn't apologize for anything.
No,
So many people are just groveling to the masses and apologizing for something they said or did, and that's the worst thing you could do, because then you're weak. If you don't stand with conviction by what you think and what you said, they're not going to take you seriously again. And I think I didn't expect this rollout to happen so fast. It's like they got their pedal to the metal.
No, for
They're
sure.
they're not in cruise control. They're fast. Right now they're just.
Does
And
that give them accuracy though? Like, are they like in the long run, could this end up being like burning? Like, I mean, these guys you're talking, they're workaholics. Like, these people never sleep almost. It's like they're always like high on methamphetamine, just like, Bill Gates.
They're high on that
how am I going to take it?
man.
Yeah, they're definitely that. I mean, that amount that they do though is like a very like powerful hallucinogen, and like I mean, ugh, I just can't imagine that would feel good at all. Like, I mean, the dark energy that would just like consume your soul. It's like, man, people have a bad trip on mushrooms and stuff. Like, that just sounds like the most. I mean, you would just. I don't even know how you keep your sanity. How you're just not consumed by a demon in general. Like, it just opens so many different kind of like latent portals on the body
They
itself.
are, I guess.
Yeah,
They probably
it's
are.
well, and dude, there's actually going back to the Golden Dawn. There's a lot of stuff where it talks about drawing circles on the ground and standing within the circle so you don't become possessed. Because if you're gonna try to communicate with demons, they're not very like it's not a very friendly thing. And so these guys at what they all like not only pray to this kind of stuff, but when they go and do these rituals to ask for help, they're always getting probably not doing things anywhere correct, and they're just ending up getting themselves even further possessed by things, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Not that you really
What do
should
you
be
think,
screwing
Nick?
around with
What do
a
you think there,
demon.
guy?
Who,
You
Nick?
know, I just want to
watching Nick.
call. I
What do you
just
think, Nick?
What about the adrenochrome?
Yeah.
I don't know, Kyle. What did you want to ask him?
No, I was just watching him making like funny faces and just laughing.
Oh, yeah, Nick. That's that's something that me and him know. Yeah. I'll let him know.
Oh,
cool.
hey. I just want to
There-
kind of call attention to something that I thought about. When I was younger, I watched SpongeBob SquarePants. And one of the episodes of SpongeBob SquarePants, they had so SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward were camping, and they had the sea bear attack. And one of the ways that they stopped the sea bear attack was to draw a circle on the ground and stand in it to not get mauled by the sea bear. Because Squidward kept trying to summon the sea bear. So I don't know.
Squidward.
Is that a coincidence, or is that just one of the many things they put in that show? Because I think honestly, like, I really think that it starts with the kids shows if you know how to look for it.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of hidden shit in kids shows. It's scary.
Yeah, for sure.
I shot you a message, Nick.
Oh,
Anyway,
know. I
I'm
don't know.
probably
I
gonna
mean,
wrap this up in a few minutes. So, is there
Yeah.
anything any of you guys would like to say before I do that?
No, not at all.
I will most likely be doing more of these and like working on some videos and stuff like that. So
yep.
I guess
No,
that's
I'm
all.
good. I'm good.
Yeah,
Just keep
definitely.
doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're
Yeah,
doing,
I'll,
guys.
Yeah, I'll
keep being
definitely
you.
do that.
Keep being you.
Also, anybody that listens back, if you could do me a favor, if there's anything that you would like me to cover and you don't have me on Discord, definitely go to my Twitter and shoot that stuff to me there. Because that's another good way. And I'm always on Twitter in flame wars with idiots from Jersey. So, cuz there's so many stupid people that live here. I can't get over it.
Clown world.
Well, just make sure you ride your bicycles with masks on. You'll be okay.
Yeah, don't worry about the helmet, just worry about the mask. Although the helmet's not gonna help you, man, because it's like you're already damaging yourself by wearing the stupid masks.
I mean, they don't need the
is that a-
helmet. There's not much brain there to protect, so
Exactly.
Are those both approved messages by Dr. Clown? Do we need the stamp of the Dr. Clown approval?
I think we do.
it's up to you.
Alright. Yeah, I'll have to ask him.
All right. Well, thank
Alright.
you for having me, Hells, and it's always good to see you, Sean.
Yeah,
too, brother.
no problem. I'll definitely
I've been doing better, man.
be on here more. I'm glad, and I'm definitely glad to see you doing better, Sean. I'll catch
Thank
you
you.
guys all later.
All right,
Yep.
guys. I'm gonna get off here then. All right.
All right.
Peace.
Good night. All right. We're gonna.